Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Rapid City.
You sound
Central.
good, Isaac.
Perfect.
And I'll turn you up. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yep, I'm good. I'll turn you back on. I can play something on the tablet now.
Right.
Let's not blow our ears out. Let's not play the open. Okay. Let's play Father Cowell's prayer.
Perfect.
Hello, this is Father Christopher Cowell from the parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Sioux Falls. Let us pray. God, our Heavenly Father.
Folks, you have to tune in about 45 minutes to hear the rest of that prayer. It's to be continued if you're just tuning in right now. That's Father Christopher Cowell.
He's a great guy.
From Our Lady of Guadalupe Parish in Sioux Falls. I think he was a wrestler in high school. He's kind of funny because he came into my office over at Canfield, and he's just like, so Heather told me I got to do a few prayers. I'm like a wrestling guy. I was just like, what should I say? I'm like, well, just say whatever you want, Father. And he just got 3 done in like 2 minutes, literally. It's boom, 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 and it's out of there. So, cool. Okay.
I remember one of his sermons at O'Gorman during school mass was talking about.
Was he one of the chaplains at some point? Or?
No, they just invite priests from around the diocese
just
to come
randomly
and just
to
do
do
the
them?
masses.
Okay.
And when he had one of them. He gave a sermon about. His entire homily was focused on how the apostles basically, but he was describing it as a football team and how all 11 guys on the football field had to follow the leader of the coach and stuff like that, and it was just pretty funny how it all related well to football and to what he was talking about. But I remember him making a joke about how, if you're a lineman, you can't just back up and just let them go through. You have to stick up for what you believe in and stuff like that. And I was
cool.
Oh, nice.
Father Hagerty was one of the you probably still have been in high school, the homecoming mass where he talked about his brother that kicked the game-winning field? Or was his brother the snapper, the kicker?
Yeah, it was someone.
I think his brother was the kicker or the snapper, but it was the homecoming game back at Sisseton or something. I remember that one vividly. I want to say that was probably 3 or 4 years ago. We used to video stream the mass, and we don't anymore. But they want me over at St. Mary's, Isaac, on next Friday. I have to stream the Hall of Fame stuff. So I was over at the hall testing the equipment Thursday morning, and
the parish hall over at St. Mary's.
Yeah, and there was really the connection was terrible. So Joe Hurley's going to have to do something through the wall or just raise the power level, increase it basically. So
OG or
so I'll probably have to
connection's a little bit shaky.
So I'm gonna have to go back over there. It's probably some point next week just to reassure it works, because you don't want to assume he does it and everything's gonna work when you show up, there. So okay, what do you think for crowd mic? Is it worth
dangling
somewhere during the game?
Try to fit.
And I should grab. I just turned us off.
You're listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card.
Welcome to Rapid City, where the O'Gorman Knights are set to kick off against the Rapid City Cobblers tonight. O'Gorman 1-3 entering tonight's contest after having their biggest losing streak in the Coach Popinga era. 3 games in a row, dropping the last one to Sioux Falls Lincoln last Friday. Tonight they are taking on the Rapid City Cobblers, who are 0-4 on the season and looking for their first win since the 2018 football season. We are live from O'Hara Stadium here on the campus of South Dakota School of Mines and Technology in Rapid City, South Dakota. I'm Isaac Struck with Real Presence Radio, joined in the booth tonight with Brett Byler. Welcome to the broadcast, Brett.
Yeah, thanks, Isaac. It's nice to be back on air with you. We had some fun during basketball season, which doesn't seem like that long ago, but it actually was back in February and March, which seemed like just the other day. Yeah, it's fun to kind of be on the air tonight. I do the producing for all the broadcasts. I'm always here with you, but now people can hear my voice, I guess.
It's a wonderful voice indeed.
Oh, yeah, a wonderful radio voice. So tonight, folks, how to tune in. You can listen on the radio dial if you're in the Sioux Falls area at 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com. You can click the Listen Now icon and then 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, free mobile app. You can do the same thing by clicking those same 2 signals. And on YouTube, where you can go to Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, you can listen and watch the video stream on YouTube. And we've had over 1,000 views in each of our first 4 football games. So I want to thank all the viewers on YouTube out there. That's tremendous viewership this year. It's so fun to have all the viewers from across the area listening and watching our broadcast. A little wrap-up of last week's ball game. As Isaac mentioned, the Knights lost to Sioux Falls Lincoln 17-7 at Howard Wood Field. It's kind of a low-scoring affair, 7-0 going to halftime. It was 14-0 going in the fourth quarter. At that point, O'Gorman hadn't scored in 6 quarters, dating back to the Roosevelt game, and the last score before that was in the fourth quarter of the Brandon Valley game in week 2. The Knights did get a touchdown on a 13-play drive on a little 4th down screen pass to Carter Peterson, which kind of just hung up there, we thought, forever, and Carter was able to pull it in, but then Lincoln was able to match that drive with a field goal, which is a big 10-point game, and then the Knights kind of just ran out of time offensively, and a couple 4th down plays didn't go our way for that ball game. Isaac, the Knights, it was an interesting look at the stat sheet after the game. We had more total yards than Lincoln, 5 more first downs. We ran 31 more plays than them. But if you look at the one thing that stood out to all of us after the game was 10 sacks allowed for O'Gorman. I don't know in the Coach Popinga era if we've ever allowed more than 5 sacks in a game. So as an offense, just how when you get sacked 10 times, and a lot of those are big loss plays, how hard is that to overcome as a quarterback and just as an offense?
Well, it's definitely difficult as an offense, but especially as a quarterback, when you're back there like Tegan and you're getting hit on every single throw, it's going to make you adjust the way you're releasing the football, because you're going to be expecting pressure every time. You're going to have that time, that clock ticking in your head, thinking, I got to get rid of this football. And then when you see pressure in your face, it just makes it that much more intense. And if you're getting hit 6-7 times, let alone getting sacked 10 times in a game, it's just a whole different dynamic that you have to know that you're getting that ball out quicker, and sometimes our routes aren't run by then, and it just causes a lot of chaos. But essentially, it's not necessarily all on the line either. 10 sacks could be from the quarterback holding the ball a little bit too long, the receivers running the wrong routes, causing a mistimed communication breakdown, which then makes the quarterback have to hang on to it and look to that next spot, which then allows the defense to recover. So there's just a lot of things going on in last week's game.
And we're going to piggyback to the next talking point is Coach Popinga, with that being said, is going to make some changes tonight to his offensive line. He's going to add more size to his offensive line, especially in the interior, which we saw Lincoln get a lot of A-gap sacks, a lot of pressure right up between the center and 2 guards. So Matt Peters will still be starting at defensive tackle, but he'll move to starting center tonight. Matt, 6', 285 pounds, a big body in there. And then also at guard will be Chase Harris at 6', 225. He'll be starting tonight at left guard. Chase been starting at defensive end in the previous missed 4 football games. So now he's moving to the offensive line, and then Tanner Payton from running back is going to defensive end, which that was a position Tanner actually played last year. He had never played running back before. And some other changes. Sam Sukol will be going to running back tonight from his receiver spot. Michael Shea is back at linebacker. Might see some Nate Ratzloff at running back tonight too. Isaac, let's talk about the 2 offensive line. We bring in more size and strength with Peters and Chase Harris. What do you think that can bring to the offense, and how much will that help O'Gorman, do you think, moving forward?
I think you may see the ability to run more between the tackles now. In the last few games, our more successful run plays have been getting out on the outside edge or running off the tackle now. But now that we've got a couple bigger bodies in there, we should be able to push this Rapid City Central line back at least enough to create a hole for our running back to run through. And then they're already going to, once they see Stukel's back there in the backfield, they're already going to be playing him on the edges. So I feel like we might be able to slip inside and get more movement up front, especially with Peters and a big guard like Chase Harris, who's able to pull through holes and hit people and get to that secondary level of linebackers. I think you're going to see some more success running between the tackles and following our guards tonight.
And that's something out of, this is the 5th year I think Coach Popinga has been at O'Gorman. We have by far ran the less amount of running plays per game this year compared to any other season. It hasn't even been close. So I think we might actually see a few more running plays. You always use as a short passing game, but this year especially, we haven't seen many dive plays or just many running plays at all. So maybe you'll see more of those tonight as well. Our opponent tonight is the Rapid City Central Cobblers, coming off a 63-27 loss at number 2 Brandon Valley last week. The Cobblers have a new coach, Neil Cruz. He had previously coached 14 years in Tennessee and Missouri, so he had some family up in Rapid City. It was fun talking to him. You'll hear that interview shortly. Has an accent. I haven't interviewed coaches for 7 years, Isaac, and he had the most pronounced Southern accent of all of them. Cobblers will have some skill players to look out for tonight. 6'6" quarterback Cole Meisman. We were kind of watching him warm up. Throws a nice deep ball, Isaac was telling me. And then whiteout Micah Swallow is 6'1". He averages 75 yards a game and averages 27 yards per catch. That's quite an average per catch. So those are 2 athletic players to look out for offensively. And TJ Morrison leads the defense, 32 tackles in 4 games. He's a linebacker wearing number 32. The Cobblers only have 37 total kids out for football, which is the biggest school as Rapid City Central is. That's a lot less players than they even had on their roster last year. I kind of looked at that as well. Isaac, the Knights are coming off 3 straight losses. We're playing Rapid City Central tonight. What do you think the mentality needs to be for these O'Gorman kids tonight? You've been with Coach Popinga on trips up to Rapid City. What do you think he's kind of preaching to these kids as they prepare for tonight's ball game?
Well, first and foremost, he's going to be preaching that you got to get that long car ride out of the way. And it starts in warm-ups. They've already been down on the field warming up, but when you take a trip to Rapid City, you have to come out and you have to execute well in warm-ups and get that blood flowing, because you just took about a 5-hour car ride sitting there all day long, and it's just a completely different pregame from any other pregame you're going to have when you go on the road. And it's just incredibly important to get those juices flowing right away so that you don't come out lackadaisical in the first quarter. So instead of doing that in the first quarter, you're getting that out of the way in warm-ups. And that's what's going to be huge tonight, is they need to come out and execute right away in the first quarter and kind of punch Rapid City in the mouth and make them have to respond rather than vice versa. Rapid City's got a home game tonight. It's their homecoming game as well, so they're going to be playing for a little bit more than just an average football game. So it's going to be crucially important for the O'Gorman to come out tonight, play some hard-nosed football right out of the gate, make sure that we're playing at 100% speed, but also making all the mental reads, making all of our mentals have to be taken care of for tonight. We can't have as many mental mistakes as we've been having lately.
The Knights offense has only scored 21 points the last 3 ball games, which is probably a record low under the Coach Popinga tenure. Do you think tonight, Isaac, could be a night where some of those offensive players may get a little bit of confidence build up? Because football as any sport is very mental, so as a receiver, just a skill player, is this a game where you think they can get some of that confidence maybe back that maybe you haven't had since that Rapid City Stevens game in week 1? Yeah,
they definitely should get some confidence back. This is definitely a winnable game for them. And the defense from Rapid City Central, credit to them that there are a bunch of good players out there, but under a new head coach, there's always going to be some adjustments made, and this is a team that O'Gorman is significantly at least more prepared than this Rapid City Central team would be in the past. I wouldn't say more athletic or more skilled or anything, but they're definitely more prepared. They've been running Popinga's stuff for a couple years now, so O'Gorman should be able to take advantage of perimeter matchups tonight. Look for the receivers to be able to make plays out on the perimeter in space, a couple adjustments to the receivers that will be playing tonight, but it's also going to be fun to see that with the new addition of our line, giving Tegan more time to throw, but also being able to maybe run some more in between the tackles like I had mentioned before. So it's definitely a big bounce back opportunity tonight, and it's a good team to do that against, so hopefully O'Gorman just comes out ready to go.
And now it's time for our scoreboard update. We have some games going on tonight in 11AA and 11 AAA, and Isaac Struck will let us know who's playing tonight. One quick score, unless you've got an update on that one, Isaac. At halftime, Sioux Falls, Washington was actually trailing Rapid City Stevens 14-7.
So Washington just tied it up 5 minutes ago, and it's 14-14 now halfway through the third quarter. So over at Howard Wood, Rapid City Stevens, who made a trip already, they're kind of taking it to Washington early here on the road, so that's something interesting to keep an eye out on. And then also the other slate of games tonight, Mitchell is at Yankton. That should be a good matchup between the number 4 and number 1 ranked team in AA. And then at Sturgis Brown tonight is number 5 in AA Huron. Brookings is at Douglas, so a lot of teams playing out West River tonight. The O'Gorman bus kind of ran into some of the Brookings bus earlier and saw people at rest stops, etc. So a lot of area East River teams traveling to West River tonight. And then Roosevelt is at Harrisburg. That should be a really fun game. Number 1 Roosevelt, number 3 Harrisburg. Both teams 4-0 coming into tonight. And Harrisburg has a good environment there always. It should be a fun game over there. Argus leader and Brian Hanchkin is going to be covering that game. And then Spearfish is at Pier tonight. Pier didn't play last week. They come back tonight hosting Spearfish. That game at 7 o'clock as well.
And Pierre trying to get back on the winning track. They had their 18 or 19 game win streak snapped 2 weeks ago at Yankton, so they'll try to get on the winning streak again against Spearfish, who's 0-4 tonight. Thanks a lot, Isaac. That was our scoreboard update. Coming up after the break, I got a chance to talk to Rapid City Central football coach Neil Cruz and to find out how his transition has been as the Cobblers head coach. He got the position at the end of March, and what his team needs to do tonight to have success against Sioux Falls O'Gorman. That interview is next on the Knights Game Day Show.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Catholic Family Services is here for you, regardless of age, faith, or ethnic origin. They provide services throughout eastern South Dakota, including mental health counseling for adults and children, grief therapy for individuals or groups, a divorce support group, and a grief camp for children. They also now offer online counseling through telehealth therapy. For more information or to make an appointment with Catholic Family Services, you can call 800-700-7867 or go to sfcatholic.org/CFS.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show, brought to you by First Premier Bank Card. I'm now joined by Rapid City Central football coach Neil Cruz. Last week, coach, your team lost on the road to a very good Brandon Valley team, 63-27. What are some things your boys did well in that ball game, and what are some things your boys struggled with?
I'm going to say, up front in the trenches, offensively we got some pretty big guys, but they're young. Defensively in the trenches, we are relatively small, so they kind of wore us down. So that's kind of what we struggled with, and we struggled to tackle in the fourth quarter. They were able to just kind of run away with it, and they're a good football team, and they were well prepared. When we scored 27, it was a respectable halftime score. It was a close first quarter score, but in the end they had a few more horses, and that's just kind of how it goes sometimes.
What do you see as the biggest improvement of your team now, Coach, compared to week 1 at the end of August?
They believe in themselves a lot more. That first week going up there, you get on a bus and you travel that amount of time, and you got to turn around and travel that amount of time home. And at that point in the season, if you really think about it, the Rapid City area was the last system to start in South Dakota. And we didn't really get going until June 23rd. I think it was July 21st before we used a football, or July 25th, somewhere in there, before we brought a football out for the first time. And at that point, I'd only known those kids for a couple months. What's changed is their confidence, and they're having a lot more fun. We're scoring more points, and we've been competitive, and we almost snagged one versus Watertown, and they're starting to believe.
One of your players, Coach, has stood out just looking at your stats so far is Micah Swallow, 295 yards and 11 catches. Is he someone moving forward you need to try to get the ball in his hands as much as possible?
He's a guy that we've targeted a lot more than that. Sometimes pocket collapses, quarterback has to roll out and escape. There's bad throws and stuff like that. So he's been targeted a lot more, but when he does haul it in, it's usually for a big gain. So we try to get the ball to him as much as possible, and we'll continue to do that this week as well.
Now moving forward to this week, which you just alluded to, Coach, your team plays Sioux Falls O'Gorman tonight. What do you see as the biggest challenges the Knights present to your team?
Defensively, they fly around. They get to the football very fast. They're aggressive. They have a lot of speed at linebacker. Those are things that we're going to have to be ready to compensate for. Our combo angles to blocks are going to have to be good. We're going to have to be fast off the football. They're a good football team, and they've played some of the better teams in our conference very well. We're glad to have them at home. We know what we're up against. We're going to have to do those things on defense, and we're going to have to score some points. We're going to have to be very efficient on offense.
And I think you might have just answered, Coach, but if not, what are some keys to success for your team tonight?
The keys to success is going to be find mismatches, get the ball in the hands of our better athletes, let them work in space. Hopefully early in the game, establish the line of scrimmage. We can establish the line of scrimmage, start moving the football that way, kind of control the clock. That's always helpful whenever you play a tough team like O'Gorman. Defensively, we need to fly around. We need to be just as aggressive as they are. We need to get a lot of guys to the football. We need to wrap up. We keep telling them it doesn't matter if you make the big hit. Get there, hang on, and wrap up, and help is coming. I really feel like we're going to have to do all those things to win.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time, and good luck tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We would like to thank Coach Cruz for his time. Don't go anywhere because Brett Byler interviewed O'Gorman head coach Jason Popinga, and that interview is next on the Knights Game Day Show.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End of Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR Network? Please email the details at least 2 weeks in advance to Therese at realpresenceradio.com. That's Therese at realpresenceradio.com. We can help spread the word about what's happening at your parish and in your diocese. Again, that email address is Therese at realpresenceradio.com.
Welcome back to tonight's pregame coaches show interview brought to you by Canfield Business Interiors. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls O'Gorman football coach Jason Popinga. Coach, we're coming off a 17-7 loss to Sioux Falls Lincoln last Friday night, a low-scoring affair. One stat that stood out to me is the 10 sacks that we allowed in that game. I don't think we've ever allowed that many in your tenure. What was some of the main root causes for all those sacks that Lincoln got against us Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we look at ourselves first, and our offensive line, not stepping in the right direction. A couple of times it was just a matter that we got overpowered, and we've worked different guys in there, and we're going to solidify that this week. We're making some changes on our offensive line of who's starting. We tried to platoon our guys, saying, hey, defensive line, offensive line, we're trying to keep those guys as fresh as we can in games. Realistically, the experiments are kind of over. We're halfway through our season. We felt like if we pick up a couple of those blitzes that they had, all of a sudden those turn into completions if we just have time, and all of a sudden the score changes really rapidly. So, it does start up front, and, that's been one of our focuses this week is solidifying our offensive offensive line play.
And offensively, we moved a few players around the last couple of weeks, and one player who really I thought played well for you at receiver was Manny Struck last week, led you in receiving, also played really well defensively. What does he bring to your offense on the receiving end?
Yeah, Manny's done a great job, and his role has obviously gone up here in the last couple of weeks. He was athletic enough, he's really tall, lanky, and he does, a lot of good things in space. He doesn't have quite the high-end speed, he's just going to run away from guys, but his ball skills and just his football awareness is really, really good, and right now Teagan has a lot of confidence in him too.
Your defense coach, I thought, played very well against Sioux Falls Lincoln. Obviously a very good offense led by Tommy Thompson, a 3-year starting quarterback. Had 2 interceptions in the ball game, really only allowed, I think, 2 fairly long scoring drives. How did you feel your defense played in that game?
Yeah, ultimately our defense has played really well all year. Beside giving up, 3 or 4, busted coverages, bad plays, to the Roosevelt team, you look across the board, Rapid City Stevens, Brandon Valley, and now Lincoln, we haven't given up very many points, and against Lincoln, offensively we felt like we needed, and we did. We went for the 4th down, I think, 10 times in that game, trying to get something going. And, the start of the second half when we went for it on our own side of the field and didn't get the 1 yard, that put our defense in a really bad situation that turned into points. Realistically, our defense gave up 10 points was all they gave up in that game. And, it's come down to offense. Our kids haven't executed. When we get into film, we see that we have the things that are there, but it's been one guy, one guy running a wrong route, one guy missing a block. We just need to get all 11 guys on the same page, and we feel like we're really going to be successful.
Coach, we have Rapid City Central tonight, team 0-4 right now, obviously a new coach this year. They didn't win a game last year. When you look at them on film, what are you expecting to see from Rapid City Central tonight?
Yeah, obviously, we need to get, better. We need to improve, on our mistakes. But, they run a defense, that's similar to Roosevelt. You're going to see a 3-man front, 3 linebacker stack. I think they're going to be really aggressive, much like we've seen the last couple of weeks. Roosevelt and Lincoln have been successful by bringing lots of pressure and manning us up on the outside. And offensively, depends who their quarterback is. They've had some injuries and rotated some guys there, but, you're going to see some I-back, some power football, and then they'll get into some spread sets like we do, and try to throw the ball around. So we feel like they've got enough athletic kids that, if we don't play well, it's going to be a battle for 4 quarters. But, if we start playing well, we feel like we should be able to take care of business tonight.
Coach, a couple of keys for your teams to get a victory tonight against Rapid City Central.
Yeah, biggest thing, we just got to get all 11 guys out there in the field, on the same page. That's been our focus here now for a couple of weeks, that it's been a busted coverage, against Roosevelt. It was snap counts and fumbles, when you go back to Brandon Valley. This last week it was execution, up front, stepping the wrong way with linemen, receivers that ran a wrong route out of a package. We just need to get all on the same page. And when that happens, I think we're going to be an exciting team to watch.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Hey, thanks, Brett.
And that was Jason Popinga. I want to thank Coach Popinga for his time.
Tonight's pregame coaches show for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Camfield Business Interiors. Camfield Business Interiors provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. For more information, you can find us online at CanfieldCo.com. Canfield, making space better.
Coming up after the break, we'll find out what the Knights need to do to defeat Rapid City Central in our Keys to Victory segment.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Canfield Business Interiors in Sioux Falls, South Dakota provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. They make space better by creating inspirational experiences to improve your organizational performance. For more information, you can find us online at CanfieldCo.com. Canfield, making space better. Canfield Business Interiors supports the Sioux Falls Catholic school system and wishes all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
And welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. It's now time for our Keys to Victory segment for Sioux Falls O'Gorman tonight. Isaac, what do the Knights need to do?
Well, one, we got to protect the quarterback tonight. We allowed 10 sacks last week, so first and foremost tonight, we just got to keep the pressure away from Teagan tonight. We also need to cut down on all those mental self-inflicted mistakes. We need to stop running the wrong routes, getting off sides defensively and offensively. Some of our false starts have been some problems. There were some bad snaps in the last couple games. Peter's in tonight at center. We'll see how that translates. Another key is that we just got to put pressure on their quarterback. O'Gorman, we only got 3 sacks on the season through 4 games, so getting more pressure is going to be key tonight. And then we have to contain Micah Swallow. Swallow has 74 yards per game receiving, and he gets about 27 yards a catch, so he's just definitely their big play guy, a deep threat guy down the field. And it'll be interesting tonight to see how we can contain him. He's a big athletic player. I remember him from the basketball season. He's going to be a tough guy to stop. And then the last thing we need to do is we just need to find some playmakers offensively to step up and help move the football down the field and put it in the end zone.
And tonight's Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights Game Day Show has been brought to you by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card. Premier is a proud sponsor of high school athletics and your O'Gorman Knights. First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card, investing in their communities. We're going to have the Knights kickoff show coming up shortly. We'll let you know who our players to click are as well. That is all coming up after the break.
On the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Football is on the air. Brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks.
Kickoff to tonight's game is just moments away. With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights football, let's go to the field.
Welcome to Rapid City, where the Knights just received the opening kickoff. Sam Stukel returned it from about his own goal line out to the 23-yard line down the right side, and the Knights will come out offensively now in a trips formation, 3 receivers to the left. Schlimgen will drop back to pass right away. He's got a fade route that is thrown out of bounds, intended for Stukel and incomplete. So it'll be 2nd and 10. So tonight, for my pick-to-click player, I'm going to go a little bit selfish here. I'm going to pick my brother, number 26, Emmanuel Struck. I think he's going to be he's starting the game tonight offensively, so he'll be involved a little bit more in the offensive action, but also still playing defensively. So I think we should be able to see him kind of fly around the field tonight.
I'm going to do Zach Riedel, receiver for O'Gorman, also a defensive back tonight. I think we can see a good game from both ends for Zach tonight. And I want to say Tegan Schlimgen probably is honorable mention. He, 2 years ago, had a really good game against Rapid City Central as quarterback as a sophomore. I think he could have a pretty good game tonight as well for O'Gorman.
Schlimgen on the carry there for about 11 yards will pick up an O'Gorman first down. Schlimgen faked the give to Stukel, kept it right up the middle, and picked up the first down. Good blocking up front from the Knights.
And that's a play do you think we might see a little bit more often now with Peters at center and Harris at left guard?
Yep, but probably follow those bigger guys up front and up in the middle. So the Knights will come out here, 3 receivers to the left, a tight end offset on the right side. Stukel in the backfield with Schlimgen. Schlimgen will drop back to pass, fire a deep route. That's going to be low and intercepted. No, they're going to say it was bobbled and incomplete. That pass was nearly intercepted by number 2, Julian Swallow. Defensively for Rapid City, a little bit of a miscommunication on the route there between, I believe it was Stukel, the intended receiver, running a post route over the top, over the middle of the field on the 3 receiver side, and then the ball was thrown behind the intended receiver. Swallow turned around, was actually kind of beat in the coverage, and nearly had a chance to intercept that ball. The Knights will come out here, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ratzloff in the backfield at running back now for O'Gorman. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 35. Schlimgen drops back to pass, fires a pass over to Stuckel. It's behind him and incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Who are we seeing on the starting lineup tonight for offensively for O'Gorman, Isaac?
So tonight, offensively, Matt Peters is at center, Devin Brenner a right guard, Chase Harris will be the left guard, another new name in there. Left tackle is Matt Winterton. Eddie Myler is the right tackle, and then we've got Alpers, Huners, Struck, and Riddle rounding out the receivers with Schlimgen and Stuckel in at quarterback and running back. So Schlimgen will give it to Ratzloff, who's wrapped up immediately there by Rapid City defensive end. I believe that was number 50 or 45, Aiden Mason, who got to him.
Yeah, that was looked like almost like a read option, which the running back got it, and he was hit right when Teagan handed it off to him in the backfield. So good defensive stand by Central after 1 first down for O'Gorman.
Emmanuel Struck back to punt here for O'Gorman. It'll be 4th and about 13 from their own 33. High spiraling kick that's going towards the Rapid City sideline and out of bounds near the 46-yard line, where Rapid City will take over.
I think your brother's leg might need a little icing after his 10 punts last week. And on defensively, Isaac, who are some of the Knights we're going to see starting tonight on the defensive end?
So defensively tonight, we'll have Matt Peters still in at tackle, the nose tackle, and then we'll have Tanner Payton in now at defensive end. David Alpers, Nate Ratzloff, Anders Matichek, Carter Peterson, and Jacob Schwab in at linebacker. Michael Shea is back tonight as well from the injury, as Rapid City will run the first play for about 4 yards up the middle, and Payton will make his first tackle of the game. And then rounding out the defensive backs, the 2 safeties, Sam Stuckel and Emmanuel Struck in the 2 corners, Andrew Nelson and Zach Riedel.
That's a nice hold, just a halfback dive in the A-gap there on a first down play by Rapid City Central.
So the Cobblers will come out 2nd down and 5 from the 50-yard line. Meisman in at quarterback. He's got a fullback and a running back in the I formation behind him. They'll turn over and hand to the running back, who goes offset to the right side and is going to be tackled for a gain of about 3. That was Lane Darrow on the carry there for Rapid City Central. It'll be 3rd down and about 4, a long 3.5, almost 4 here for Rapid City Central. They got the ball on the O'Gorman 48-yard line. They need to get to the 44.
You don't see a lot of power I sets anymore in high school football in South Dakota. We have the 3rd straight play with a fullback and a running back. This is old Keeter ball right here.
Absolutely. A little ground and pound action here from Rapid City Central. Meisman will give right up the middle again. This time Darrow's not going to get anything. He's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. And Rapid City will be short, and it'll bring up 4th down, and they'll send out the punting unit. Kind of surprised that Rapid City isn't really going for this here. I mean, what do you got to lose on your homecoming night? It's only about 3 yards to pick up, and it's not going to leave you in terrible position defensively. But, hey, they send out the punting unit, so that'll drop back Riedel and Stuckel to receive the punt. The punter tonight for Rapid City Central is Jackson Verminson. He is a freshman for Rapid City. Riedel fair catches the punt at the 21-yard line, and that is where the Knights will take over once again offensively.
I thought that 3rd down play, Isaac, would have been a good fake the dive or get Meisman, who's an athletic quarterback, that run pass option when 3rd and 3 after you've pounded it twice with the same play. But they went back to the well that time, and Peterson and Matichek were right there.
So O'Gorman will take over offensively. They've got the ball on their own 21-yard line on the right hash. Schlimgen will come out. 3 receivers to his left. A tight end offset on the right side. That's Alpers.
We got a timeout by Coach Popinga, Isaac, I believe. And we are going to stay right here, folks, and we are going to get our station identification, a little 15-second message, and then we'll be right back with you. Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to Real Presence Radio, FM 94.5 KGWD Sioux Falls, FM 91.3 KSTJ Hartford, and FM 104.3 KSTJ LP Sioux Falls, an affiliate of the RPR Network.
All right, and we are going to now have Father Christopher Cowell's prayer. Father?
Hello, this is Father Christopher Cowell from the parish of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Sioux Falls. Let us pray. God, our Heavenly Father, you have created each of us with bodies, with muscles, with sinews, with our skeletons, and you allow all that we do to give glory to God. And you have told us that the glory of God is man fully alive. During the course of this game, please watch over all of our students who will be playing and giving glory to you as they sweat, as they exhaust themselves, and as they play with all their hearts. Please watch over them, keep them safe, and allow each of them to keep good sportsmanship. Heavenly Father, we thank you also that we are able to watch and to enjoy their game. Allow us to not take it too seriously and to enjoy it with all of our heart. Please allow our faith to continue to guide us throughout this evening. And we ask all this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Father Cowles. Nate Ratzloff just picked up a big 13-yard rush and a first down. The last play there before the timeout, I believe if you could hear over the crowd, Mike Schwab was supposed to be in at the flex spot in to block in more of a heavy set there. Popinga a little bit frustrated there with the offensive players getting out and getting on the field. Stuckel will come out as the quarterback, take the snap, and now run up the right side. He's going to get about 15 to 16 yards, a push forward from the Knights, and it will pick up about actually near 18 yards and a first down. Schlimgen was lined up at the running back and then became the lead blocker for Stuckel along the right side. Interesting play there, works out perfectly for the Knights.
We've seen them do that last week, I think, a few times against Lincoln as well. Tegan's not a bad lead blocker either. He might got you beat there in the lead blocker as quarterback,
definitely.
Isaac.
He's got some muscles back there. Schlimgen out of the gun once again. He'll fake the give to Stuckel. He'll keep it up the middle this time, and this time he'll be brought down for about 1 yard. The referee, and now an extracurricular after the play will result in a penalty. I think they're going to call it against O'Gorman here, possibly. Flag came out very late there. Came out very late when both the teams were backing up to their huddles. I think they're going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty here on O'Gorman.
Yeah, O'Gorman's backing up a decent amount right now. You can't hear the mic for the ref. It points at O'Gorman. Did you get a number, Isaac?
I did not. I couldn't.
I don't know if he even put up a number.
So they'll back it up 10. Nope, they'll back it up 15. So it must have been a personal foul. So the Knights will be backed up now. Second down and 25. Schlimgen will come out of the gun. Drops back to throw. He's got a deep wheel route from Stuckel. A perfectly dropped pass down the sideline, caught by Sam Stuckel. Down to the 25-yard line. Schlimgen drops a dime over to Stuckel on the sideline for a huge first down. Stuckel out of the backfield ran an out and up wheel route, and they caught the cornerback kind of eyes in the backfield there. He beat him off the edge down the sideline. Schlimgen just dropped a beautiful rainbow of a pass over to the right side, and it was immediately hauled in by Stuckel as he was knocked out of bounds. Beautiful play set up, and it worked out perfectly with a nice ball there from Schlimgen. Ratzloff will now take the give up the middle. He's going to get about 3 yards, fall forward for possibly 4, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, you couldn't have thrown the ball any better than Tegan did that time. There wasn't a huge window to throw it in either, and the sideline was right there too. That's a highlight reel play and a great concentration too by the receiver Stuckel.
Second down and 6 for O'Gorman. They'll come out a heavy set once again. It's Schwab off the left side there in a little bit of a wingback situation as Ratzloff is getting ready to take the give up the middle. However, Tegan's going to keep it, roll around the right side, and going to be brought down about a yard past the line of scrimmage, so he'll pick up 1. It looked like he was going to give to Ratzloff at the last second, pulled the football, ran around the right tackle, and picked up about 1 yard.
So it'll be about 3rd and 3, a long 3 for O'Gorman. What do you see so far from Ratzloff that he brings to the running back position?
I think that Ratzloff runs that football pretty hard in between the guards. He put his head down on that first rush attempt and picked up about 13. I just think that he brings a lot more heavy downhill running than we've seen in the past. Alpers will catch a pop route over the middle, and he winds up into the end zone. So a touchdown for the O'Gorman Knights. David Alpers runs a seam route over the middle out of the tight end position. Schlimgen hits him perfectly, and the Knights are on the board early here. They lead 6-0 in Rapid. With 6:05 left in the first quarter, the Knights are back on the board offensively, and that's a big touchdown there on that second drive of the ball game.
Great play call there by Coach Popinga. Use your tall receiver, and can't miss him. And terrific, kind of a high percentage pass play too.
So Nelson on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So Nelson right down the uprights. He got hit after the play, kind of looking at the referee, wondering if there's going to be a flag. So with 6:05 left here in the first quarter, we'll get ready to take a break. The Knights lead the Rapid City Central Cobblers here at O'Hara Stadium in Rapid City. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
The Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive is coming quickly, Tuesday, October 6th through Friday, October 9th. Plan to call in and pledge your support. And if you're listening on FM 94.5 or 91.3, especially make a note to call in when our very own Heather Caro hosts on Friday, October 9th from 7 to 8 a.m. If you're enjoying programs like O'Gorman Football, we need your help to support our radio stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. 877-795-0122.
Welcome back to O'Hara Stadium, where the Knights lead the Rapid City Central Cobblers 7-0 here in the first quarter. That scoring drive for the O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets & More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com.
And one fun fact here, Isaac, this will be the 38th meeting between these two squads. O'Gorman's 32-5 with 24 straight wins versus Rapid City Central. Central's last one was 1998, which I believe you weren't quite born yet.
I was not.
13-8 in 1998. I would have been 11 years old.
Quite the low-scoring affair back in 1998.
I'll have to ask Keeter what happened in that ball game.
Rapid City will drop back to pass this time. Meisman fires a pass down on the Rapid City sideline. It'll be incomplete. That was intended for number 23, I believe. 24 maybe over there, Lane Darrow.
I think, Isaac, that was 23 Swallow.
It was Micah Swallow. Okay, I was going to say, I couldn't quite see over there. We're way off of the field here at Rapid City's football field. The home side is where most of the primary seating is, and then over here on the visiting side, there's like a two-tier, basically parking garage style side here where fans can watch from their cars. We're up in the press box, a good 50 yards away from the sideline. That ball is over the head of the quarterback, Meisman, who then has to fall on it at his own 2-yard line. It'll be a huge loss. A bad snap there by Rapid City, and O'Gorman's going to hopefully capitalize on some field position here, as it'll now be 3rd and forever, 3rd and 28 to be exact for Rapid City.
Isaac, as a quarterback, that probably has to be the most helpless, worst feeling for you if the ball gets snapped like that. You're chasing, you have no idea who's like coming after you, and you're basically, as a quarterback, you just taught them just to try to follow on it,
most likely you want to follow on it, unless if you can hear your coach saying you got time or you have room, something. Otherwise, you just got to be trained to fall on that thing, because if you try to pick that up and get hit, it can only get worse. So Meisman will turn over and hand off directly up the middle to Darrow, who is smacked to the turf there by a herd of Knights.
Carter
and that'll
Peterson
result
was one of them.
in 4th down and about 24 yards to go. Rapid City will send out the punting unit. They'll be punting from their own 6-yard line, so that killer of a snap on 2nd down puts an end to the drive for Rapid City. Stuckel will be back deep to receive the punt for O'Gorman. High spiraling punt to the 40-yard line. Stuckel will catch it and get ready to return. Stiff arms a man at the 40 and will get out of bounds near the 33-yard line. Stuckel put a mean stiff arm there on the defender from Rapid City and gets a nice return out of that one, about 15 or so yards on the return for Stuckel. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds closer than I thought he was. So it'll be about a 10-yard return there for Stuckel, but a nice physical play there from the senior.
If Dan Johnson's listening, he'll like that. That looked like an Adrian Peterson stiff arm.
So Schlimgen will come out of the gun here. He's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, a typical O'Gorman formation this season. And there's going to be a timeout from Rapid City Central. So with 4:33 left here in the first quarter, the Knights lead the Cobblers 7-0. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights lead 7-0. O'Gorman on offense here. Schlimgen drops back the pass. He's got a wide open Harry Huners, who slides to his feet after picking up the first down. Tried to juke a defender and ended up slipping and falling near the 21-yard line.
That old turf monster, Isaac, and came up and got him.
I would say I was down on the field pregame, and there is a lot of turf pellets, rubber pellets on the field. It almost seems a little bit excessive, and it seemed slippery, and it already got to one of the Knights there. So the Knights will come out in trips formation once again. 3 receivers to the right. They'll just throw another out route, this time to Huners. Makes a man miss, tight ropes the sideline, and into the end zone. Harry Huners for the touchdown for the Knights, and they now lead 13-0. An out route there from Huners. He caught it, made a defender miss on a pretty juke move, and then tight roped the entire left sideline, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. That's Huners' first score of the season, and the Knights now have a 2-score lead pending the extra point to make it 14.
I think that's his first career touchdown as a Knight as well. I don't think he had any last year, so congrats to Harry. And simple out route, all it was, and made a defender miss and touchdown.
The Knights' extra point is up and good, kicked in by Andrew Nelson. So it's 14-0 now here for the O'Gorman Knights. So with 4 minutes left here in the first quarter, we'll take one more break quickly. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family-owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights now lead 14-0, as that scoring drive for Sioux Falls O'Gorman was brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets & More at 334-5135, 334-5135, or online at closetsandmoresd.com. The kickoff there from Nelson will sail into the back of the end zone for a touchback. A quick score update from around the state. The Washington Warriors lead Rapid City Stevens now in the fourth quarter, 28-14 over at Howard Wood in Sioux Falls. So the Warriors, who were struggling in the first half, now have regained control of that one over in Sioux Falls. So O'Gorman does a good job of scoring on 2 straight possessions. That one capped off by a touchdown from Schlimgen to Huners. Huners picked up a first down the play before. They came back with the exact same route, made the defender miss, and wound up in the end zone. A give to Darrow is going to result in a loss of about 2 yards. Central comes out again in a little bit of a heavy formation. They come back out of the I formation, to a fullback straight back from Meisman at quarterback, as well as Darrow behind him. And they've been coming out in that about every other play, it seems like, and about the only play that's been successful has been that first play of the game. Now Rapid City will spread it out of the gun here, but O'Gorman doing a good job of holding Darrow to about nothing on the ground so far. So Meisman will come out of the gun. He's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, a tight end offset on the right side. Another high snap over Meisman, who's going to have to fall on it once again at his 2-yard line. Deja vu moment there as Rapid City will lose another chunk of yards.
Boy, those are just killer plays, too. I mean, your second down plays, and you're already a little bit behind the chains, and you lose 10. And, I mean, as an offensive coordinator, what do you even call here on 3rd and about 18 from your own 3-yard line?
3rd and 20, third and 27.
Wow, looked at the wrong chain.
Looked at the wrong marker. I mean,
that's why I have you here, Isaac.
Exactly. It's essentially the exact same scenario. This time they had the touchback and the bad snap. This time, touchback and a bad snap, except they get 1 more yard out of it. So Meisman drops back to pass. A nice thrown ball. It's going to wind up just a little bit too inside, intended for Julian Swallow, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So Meisman, earlier in the pregame, I was kind of watching him to see what he's bringing to the table tonight. He has a pretty deep ball. It's got a nice spiral to it. It goes up and drops down again. That's what you want to see out of a quarterback throwing one of those deep balls, is see that ball as it's spiraling up at its peak, it begins to drop in the nose of the football. The tip of the football comes back down when it gets into the receiver's hands, and that's exactly what he's got. As a line drive punt will roll all the way to the 34-yard line. So a line drive shank of a punt ends up getting about 30 yards out of it. It'll wind up near the 34, and that's where the Knights will take over offensively.
And I think on that last pass play, too, the receiver, Julian Swallow, could have really helped his quarterback out a little bit there by coming back to the ball, and he really didn't make much of an effort to do that. If even he can't catch it, he may get a pass interference or something as a receiver. He just kind of let the defender step right in front of him.
So O'Gorman will come out now, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Schlimgen out of the gun. He'll look over to the left side once again. That's Huners on another reception for another 1st down. He's going to be taken down by number 9 for Rapid City Central. That is Eli Hemmen. He's the junior cornerback for the Rapid City Central Cobblers.
Teagan's really sharp on his passes tonight, Isaac. Just darts.
He has been throwing some nice balls out on the perimeter. Not so many of these little swing passes and receiver screens, but he's been getting it out and on time.
Ooh.
A lot of movement from both sides.
Who moved first? We had 2 receivers go, and they had their 2 linemen go.
They're going to say it's an encroachment on the defense. So the defense moved first, then the offense reacted, is what they're going to say.
So the old neutral zone infraction. Oh, that's what it's called in high school. In the pros, that's what they call it.
So a 5-yard penalty will bring up 2nd down.
And you're taught as an offensive player, I'm guessing, especially if you're in the offensive line, if your guy moves across you, then you move forward.
Yep.
Make the refs see it.
Yeah, as soon as that person moves, you move and react to it, and you're going to get that called every single time. So Bo Beavers in as the single receiver now. Will get a reception, have to make a defender miss himself. Can't quite make him miss. It'll be brought down to the 6-yard line, so a nice reception there for Beavers will result in a 1st down. So that's going to be something to watch tonight if they can just kind of kill him on those outside routes near the perimeter on that single receiver side. That's how Huners got the touchdown earlier. Beavers, the exact same thing. Instead of running an out route, however, came back to the football and picked up a 1st down.
Now looks like we have our heavy set in, Isaac.
The heavy set back in. Stuckel, the only man in the backfield. Everyone else up on the line. Stuckel will take the snap, roll to his right side, have to hurdle a quick defender, make another one miss, and then is going to be brought down around the 6/7 yard line.
I think we got a penalty flag on about the 13-yard line in the Knights offensive backfield. That never is really good place to see a flag if you're an offensive player.
I bet we're going to see some sort of illegal formation here. Maybe a holding call actually on the perimeter. We'll see here. If we can hear anything from up here.
Usually, sometimes you can, but tonight
mile and a half away from the football field here. A block in the back. And it's going to go to Jacob Schwab, so that'll back the Knights up about 10 yards there, so a costly penalty there from Schwab will result in 1st and goal now for O'Gorman from the 23-yard line.
Still in that same set now that we got a timeout, Isaac.
I think we'll come back and spread it out once again, but a timeout here with 1:13 left in the first quarter.
We can just stay right here. You know, I feel like they've seen something, Isaac, for Coach Popinga offensively, like you said, on that single receiver side with the out route, which they've hit now 3 straight times. So, which as you're now a defensive player, if you start playing that, you can always hit them with that out and up or a slant too.
Yep. So now that you've that's something that Coach Popinga is so intelligent with, is that he sees stuff like that, and he's got that in his back pocket. He's going to make them adjust, and as soon as they adjust to what they're seeing on the field, that's when he's going to beat you with some sort of route combination that's going to throw you off, whether it's the out route and then a quick go up the field down the sideline, or a wheel route or some sort, or fake that out and come back with a little bit of a slant action. But that weak side corner, it looks like we're picking on him early tonight. We could see maybe Popinga saw this week that he's a little bit undisciplined on his technique and thinks that we can take advantage of that. So there'll be something interesting to see over the course of this ball game. But definitely a first quarter that the Knights needed, already threatening to score again. It is 1st and goal, however, from the 22-yard line, but still 14 points early on. Roosevelt is leading 10-0 over at Harrisburg in the first quarter. So Roosevelt up 10-0, the number 1 ranked team in the state, taking on the number 3 ranked team 10-0 here in the first quarter. So 1st and goal for the Knights. Ball on the Cobblers 22.
It's like we still have Schwab and Matichek in, so it's still kind of that heavy set package.
Heavy set package, however, Schlimgen is in at quarterback, and Stukel will be offset to the left side. May see a pass here, except Schlimgen will now keep up the middle. He's got a herd of blockers, will be wrapped up near the line of scrimmage. They'll give him about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 19-yard line. Now we send in the plethora of receivers in for our heavy package, and we'll likely spread the field again.
Look at you using big words tonight.
I had a long car ride to prepare for this game. Ratzloff comes out. I believe Stukel will probably remain in the backfield here, as we sent in 4 receivers, only brought 3 guys out of the game. A 4th comes out there with Ratzloff.
And we have 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Knights 14, Cobblers 0.
Could be the last play of the quarter here, unless it's an incomplete pass. Drops back to throw. Schlimgen's going to throw a fade route to the back corner of the end zone. He's got Bo Beavers back there, who makes the reception for a touchdown. Bo Beavers with the reception, his first touchdown of the season, and the Knights are back on the board again. They now lead 20-0 here in Rapid City. You gotta love to see Bo Beavers making a nice snag in the back of the end zone there for his first touchdown. And the offense is certainly clicking here tonight. They already lead 20-0 with 20 seconds left in the first quarter.
Wow, what a pass by Teagan. Holy moly.
Schlimgen had a beautiful ball to the right corner of the end zone. Nelson's extra point is up and good right down the middle, and it's now 21-0. A beautiful ball from Schlimgen, a fade route to that back of the end zone. Beavers toe-tapped his feet in the back right corner, and that's exactly what you want to see out of the offense. So with 20 seconds left here in the first quarter, we'll get ready. We'll keep it here and then take a break at the quarter. That would make more sense, producer extraordinaire Brett Byler.
I think both got both feet down too. I mean, we're so far away from the play, but I mean, it was almost like, I mean, you could have threw it better.
That in an NFL game.
I mean, yeah, you need an instant replay for that. We don't have. Maybe that's next year. We can get the
maybe we'll see
the Real Presence Radio instant replay system going. But Teagan Schlimgen, is that three touchdown passes here in the first quarter?
On. He's had the first one to Alpers, then to Huners, now to Beavers. He's just spreading the ball around the field like it's butter on bread.
Knights offense has now Isaac score more points tonight, or they've matched the previous 3 weeks. There we go.
So exciting stuff to see there with the O'Gorman offense getting back and rolling here. Popinga's got to feel good about that. Nelson boots another high kick. This one's going to be short of the end zone, so it will be returned by Darrow, who runs around the right side. Will be tackled by a couple Knights defenders. I believe number 18, Jack White, was the first one to get there, so White on the tackle for the Knights. There's about 13 seconds left here in the first quarter. Rapid City will take over possession. Most likely will be the final play of the quarter.
As an offensive coach for Rapid City Central here, Isaac, what's this possession? I mean, for a goal, you probably want to at least get a few first downs, don't you?
You got to move the football. You got to, for certainly, what you need to do right now is you need to flip the field at the very bare minimum. O'Gorman's been having great field position to start these drives, and these snaps have just been proven to be the deciding factor right now. 2 bad snaps have resulted in O'Gorman having the ball on the other side of the 50 to start their drives. The ball was fumbled. It's rolling around, and I think it's going to be recovered by Rapid City Central. So you just can't catch any breaks right now for Rapid City. It is recovered by the Cobblers, and that'll do it for the first quarter. So at the end of 1, the Knights lead the Cobblers 21-0 here at O'Hara Stadium in Rapid City. You'll be listening, or come back after the break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation chiropractic practice focusing on inspiring patients to take control of their personal health and the health of their families. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, is a proud third-generation O'Gorman Cathedral High School graduate following in the footsteps of his grandfather and uncle, and is excited to welcome his wife Larissa to the practice. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located on the northwest corner of 49th Street and Southeastern Avenue, 605-334-8000.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, life, and more, and he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street in Sioux Falls.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the O'Gorman Knights lead here at the start of the second quarter, 21-0. Schlimgen and 3 touchdown passes already in the first quarter, one to Alpers, one to Huners, and a beautiful fade route over the top into the right corner of the end zone to Bo Beavers, the senior, getting his first touchdown reception of the year, I believe of his career as well. So Huners and Beavers, their first touchdowns of the season, coming tonight. And now Rapid City will have possession of the football. It'll be second down and about 12.
I think in that blowout against Sioux Falls Lincoln, like the 77-0 game, Isaac, I think Bo got a touchdown at the end of that one. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right there. That was a playoff game a few years back.
I remember that one.
Were you playing that one,
No,
Isaac?
I was not, but I was watching that game from my dorm room freshman year, and I was just in awe of the score. So a loss of about 2 yards there for Rapid City Central will bring up third down. It'll be third and about 15 for the Cobblers.
Let's see if they can get into Micah Swallow's hands. They tried him one play. Maybe with his height, he would have a height advantage, athletic advantage, I think, against any defensive back for O'Gorman.
So they'll spread the field, 5 receivers, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. We'll see if Meisman will drop back and deliver a dime somewhere over the middle of the field. He's flushed out to his right, will throw back to his left, had a receiver off the hands of the receiver. Nearly could have been a first down if it would have been caught. A pretty good throw from his right side, rolling to his right, threw it back to his left. A good ball that was intended for Cale Meisman. It was off the hands of him and incomplete. Maybe a little bit of a relation there. Could be brothers between Cole and Cale there.
And that was Matt Peters, the nose tackle. Isaac had great pressure up the A-gap that time.
So on to punt. Ooh. The punt is booted, and it is incredibly high. A fair catch will be signaled here by Riedel. Dropped it, falls to his knees, and recovers it right at the 40-yard line. That one was so high it nearly touched the light poles up there, and it results in about a 20-yard net punt there for Rapid City. So that's where O'Gorman will take over again offensively. Once again, this will be about their third possession, starting with the football on the other side of the 50-yard line, which as an offense, you just got to love that.
Yeah, they've been in Cobbler's territory. It feels like on the other side of the 50 all game long since the opening kickoff.
So O'Gorman will come out here, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Schlimgen will give to Ratzloff, who will run off the right side, run through a tackle, and then bounce off the corner, pick up about 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 6. I have to say this is one of my favorite press boxes I've been in, besides the distance right now, but I've got a nice, relaxing spot to call this game. I'm in a nice padded chair, sitting down with a fantastic view out this window. Oh, man, I'm just living life right now.
Man, you feel probably like Al Michaels or Jim Nantz doing the game with this luxury press box here in Rapid City.
The only thing I'm missing is a couple $100,000 every minute. Out and up from Stuckel down the sideline once again. It'll be incomplete, batted away by number 24. That was Darrow in the coverage for the Cobblers, and out and up from Stuckel, kind of like that play earlier in the game where Stuckel caught it on the right sideline. Once again, coming to the right sideline. Ball was just a touch underthrown near the 10-yard line. It'll result in an incompletion and bring up about 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, depending on how you look at it here.
I don't know if Stuckel had been in bounds either. The defender had him kind of walled off to the sideline. Ooh, offside.
Rapid City will jump, and that'll be about 5 yards moving forward, so it'll be 3rd and very short now. The defensive tackle over there, Dawson Miller. Dawson Miller will be guilty of the encroachment there, so it'll be 3rd and 1 now.
That's one thing you don't like to see on film that next Monday after a game. If you're the guy with the penalty there, you hope the coach fast forwards it through that one.
So Schlimgen will come out of the gun, look to his left, throw a quick screen over to Ratzloff, who shakes one defender, will have to lunge for the first down. He's not quite going to get it. It's 4-down territory, however, for O'Gorman, so I assume they're going to go for it here. They lose about a yard on the play.
That was a nice play. There's about 3 Cobblers out there. Ratzloff did a good job just getting what he did out of that.
Nice pursuit there from the Cobblers. I want to give a quick shout out to my grandparents who are listening from Curry, Minnesota. I want to give a quick shout out to them. Thanks for listening as always.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Good game to listen to so far.
Absolutely. So Schlimgen will come out of the gun once again. 3 receivers to the short side of the field this time. He's got Rush Landry all alone on the right side. Maybe you could see a slant route out of him. They're going to give it to Stuckel, however, who will run along the left side, pick up a first down, met by a couple defenders and drug out of bounds, but not before he picks up the first down. So the Knights move the chains once again on 4th down.
And this was a great, in Rapid City last year, Tate Wishard, Isaac, he had 5 rushing touchdowns against Central. I think he had 5 or 6 against Stevens. So he had quite the success against the 2 Rapid teams last year with those rushing touchdowns. We'll see if Stuckel can get one tonight. Or Ratzloff, or whoever we put in the backfield.
Whoever it may be. Schlimgen out of the gun. I don't know what just happened there. I
don't think any, wow.
The snap must have came before, must have been on 2. The snap came on 1. No one moved. The ball was in Schlimgen's hand. No one moved, and then all of a sudden he kind of just panicked. Players started moving all over, and it's going to result in a loss of 1. So just some obvious confusion there up front.
Even the Rapid City Central players didn't really move either.
I think people were kind of expecting a penalty of some sort, but no. I mean, since no one moved and the snap just happened, it would just result. I mean, it was just the play was underway at that point, but no one was quite ready for it. So the same formation here. Schlimgen will come out of the gun again. Now we're going to have movement up front.
Yeah, Rush Landry false started as the outside receiver at that time. We haven't seen a ton of Rush, have we, this year, Isaac? A few here and there?
Yeah, he's started the first game or so of the year, maybe the second game as well. But then they kind of went away from him a little bit offensively, but now he's back out there again tonight. A lot of room over here for Landry on the side. Could be interesting to see if Schlimgen goes to him. They do. It's a quick slant route. Landry with the reception, and he will pick up the first down. Rumbles his way down to the 9-yard line. A nice reception there for Landry. Plows through a defender and gets about 17 or so yards there for the Knights. It'll be first down. They'll give him the 10-yard line rather than the 9.
That's some soft coverage tonight played by Rapid City Central. I mean, that's easy pitch and catch there.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of interesting to see how soft they're playing on the defenders. Defensively, they're giving them room and space, and then they're not coming up on those slant routes. They're not driving on them. Must be worried about getting beat over the top, as Stuckel is going to find his way into the end zone on the swing pass, and the Knights are back on the board once again. Give them 27 here in the first half, pending the extra point. Schlimgen tosses his 4th touchdown pass of the evening, and this is getting ugly early With 8 minutes left, 7:59 to be exact, here in the second quarter, the Knights lead by 4 scores.
I love that play call. You have the one receiver, you run the one DB off, and it's almost, if a linebacker ever can get out there, it's either 1-on-1 or free running, and Stucco really didn't have anyone to even miss that play.
Nelson's extra point is up and good. So with 7:59 left here in the second quarter, the Knights lead 28-0. Stay tuned for more Knights football here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is now on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights lead here 28-0 over the Cobblers in the second quarter. 7:59 left. A 10-yard pass there from Schlimgin to Stuckel capped off a nice 40-yard drive for the Knights. They lead 28-0 here. The most points they've put up in 3 consecutive games now, dating back to, 2 consecutive games. This is the 3rd consecutive game, but most points they put up dating back to that Brandon Valley game, the second one of the season. The kick is deep and will be fielded by Darrow. His feet were on the end zone line there, so that'll be a touchback. I had a quick score around the state. I'm going to go back to it here. It was that Washington game, I believe, has gone final. Yes, Rapid City Stevens drops the game 35-14 to the Warriors. Matt Zimmer says that a big second half for the Warriors helped him recover from an ugly first half over at Howard Wood. So Rapid City will come out here. 5 receivers once again. They're just spreading the backfield. They've got a new quarterback in the game, and a false start offensively may actually be... Nope, it'll be a false start, and that'll bring up 1st and 15 now.
Man, they are just self-inflicting penalties and fumbles. They've had 2 bad snaps that basically killed 2 drives. They fumbled on the 3rd drive, and now a penalty to start their 4th or 5th. I mean, it just stuff as a coach, when you're in week 5, you just don't want to see.
Absolutely. It's just been a rough going so far for the Cobblers. And another snap will go sailing into the end zone. It's going to be knocked out the back of the end zone, and it's going to be a safety. So the Knights will now take a 30-0 lead and will now receive the punt. It can be elected to be a kickoff, but just an ugly offensive game so far by the Cobblers. That's the 3rd snap that sailed way over the head of the quarterback into the back of the end zone, got knocked out of the back of the end zone, and it's 30-0 now.
At this point, you might just need to put the quarterback underneath the center if you can't. I mean, if you're 1 out of every 2 snaps is that bad, I mean, boy. Has to be frustrating for Coach Cruz here in his first year at Rapid City Central.
So now I believe Rapid City is going to kick. So in high school you have the option to kick or punt. They're going to kick, but if you kick, you have to back it up to your own 20 to kick from. So I think that's what they're going to be doing. So a safety there. I think that's the first safety of the year, second safety maybe. Did we have a safety against Rapid City Stevens?
I know we blocked a punt of theirs, but I don't think it amounted to I don't think we have had a safety yet. We've had 2 blocked punts in the first 2 weeks, and I could be wrong, but I'm not for sure. There's high school fantasy football right now, which there isn't. Tegan Schlimgin would be killing it, and so would the O'Gorman defense right now.
Absolutely.
We got what the heck happened there? So I don't know if everyone was set, were they? Or?
We'll find out from the ref here. Just a lot of chaos going on here in the first half. They're going to say offsides on O'Gorman, so it must have been lined up just across the line. That's exactly what it'll be, so Rapid City will be able to move the ball up 5 yards to kick here. So Schlimgen has been the story so far, but as well as the entire Knights offense. But Schlimgen's got 4 touchdowns already through the air, which is exactly what you would like to see after being sacked 10 times last week. Somewhat of a confidence booster. Another whistle. I just let the boys play down there. And now Rapid City will get ready to kick it. It will be a punt. It'll go rolling right over to the up back. That's number 4, David Alpers, who takes off up the field, gets all the way down to the 40-yard line, and the Knights offense will go back out onto the field once again.
Alpers, he showed a little speed there at a head of steam before he got stood up there. But again, as you mentioned, Isaac, I think this is the 6th drive for O'Gorman offensively, and 5 have started in Central Territory. 4 touchdowns, and they had a punt, I believe, on their first drive. So I think 4 straight drives for O'Gorman have resulted in touchdowns.
Exactly the kind of way that you would have wanted to start this game for the Knights. So O'Gorman will come out with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Schlimgen's still out of the gun now. Drops back to throw. They're going to run a out and up route over the middle to Zach Riedel. It's hauled in and into the end zone. Zach Riedel makes an amazing catch over the shoulder on an out and up route. Schlimgen drops another dime into the hands of one of his receivers. And in one play, the Knights pick up a 40-yard touchdown through the air to Zach Riedel, who then shook off a defender on his way into the end zone. It's now 36-0. The Knights lead the Cobblers with 7:39 left here in the second quarter. So the Knights scored, then got a safety, and scored again, all in about a minute or so of action. And they now lead 36-0, 37 now after the extra point from Nelson.
Whose pick to click was Zach Riedel? Do you remember?
That would be your pick to click. Mine's got to show up a little bit here, but the Knights now lead 37-0. So with 7:38 left here in the second quarter, we'll be back after the break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio.
Make sure to do that
Did you know
Closets
the
and
signal of
More.
Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights now lead 37-0 here with 7:38 left in the second quarter. That scoring drive for O'Gorman was a one-play scoring drive brought to you by Closets and More, a locally owned company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets and More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com.
And 5 touchdown passes by Tegan Schlimgen. And we're still not even halfway through the second quarter right now. He must have been over at Isaac's house getting some instructions this week.
I wish I could take credit for that, but that's all him this evening. So Rapid City will come out once again with this I formation. A fumbled exchange there, and it'll be recovered immediately by the quarterback. In at quarterback now for Rapid City is Gavin Dansby.
Man, just a struggle for Rapid City Central. I mean, just running a play without, fumbling. I mean, I hate to say it, but man, they just, when your play is dead before it starts, I mean, it's no good.
Oh, man. Rapid City has just had all of the struggles so far. And another fumbled exchange. And it'll be another loss of about 2 yards. So back-to-back fumble exchanges between the quarterback and the center. And that'll now bring up 3rd down and 14.
It's nice for defensively seeing Michael Shea back. He got hurt in the Brandon Valley game in week 2 with an ankle, so he's back tonight as a senior. So nice to see Michael out there. Might see some different defensive players getting some action possibly tonight with this game being out of hand. We'll see.
So 3rd down, the exchange is perfect this time. A throw down to the right side of the field near the numbers is going to be caught. However, it's going to be short of the first down yardage. That was number 23, Micah Swallow, on the reception there for Rapid City. I believe they're just going to leave their offense on the field and try to pick up a first down here. It'll be got fourth and about 4th and 3.
At this point, down 37-0. Why not, I guess.
So they'll come out of that I formation once again. The snap. And he'll just throw it off his back foot. It's going to sail out of bounds and be incomplete. So it'll be a turnover for Rapid City. The Knights will come back out offensively here with, once again, great field position. I don't know if you could see that on the stream there or not, but it's just very interesting. I saw the center there for Rapid City he snapped the football and then just immediately dove to his stomach. So I'm not sure if he's just trying to cause like a little pile up in the middle there, but he took the snap and then just flat out dove and laid down on his stomach, and then Peters had to run around him. So I don't know if that's a tactic of buying a little bit of time, just thinking he's not going to be able to block Peters. That was strange. I will say I haven't seen that in a while. Schlimgen will give up the middle to Ratzloff, who picks up about 5 yards on the ground.
And Jacob Schwab just laid out the quarterback, too, on that play. I mean, it's such a vulnerable position for a quarterback. He was almost kind of jumping and throwing, and Jacob just hit him right when he released it. Not good for the quarterback's midsection ribs on those types of plays.
Absolutely not. 2nd and 6 is what the Knights will come out here with the ball on the 23-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Ratzloff offset to the right side. The Schlimgen will drop back to throw. Fire a pass over the middle to Landry, who was standing wide open but dropped it right off of his hands.
There's a little smoke and mirrors on that play, and then it all kind of opens up, and Landry just hits you in a bad spot, the old breadbasket that time. 37-0. 5:11 left here in the second quarter.
Knights will come out once again here with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Beavers the lone receiver on the left side. Schlimgen will get ready to take the snap. He'll look to the side. He'll keep up the middle. This time Schlimgen will pick up the first down on the ground and was hit hard in the legs there by number 25, Zach Soderlin, the freshman linebacker for Rapid City Central, but not before Schlimgen could pick up a first down on the ground.
Yeah, when you hit that low, it's kind of a dangerous place. Let's see if Manny's truck can get a touchdown. Get into that. Get into the
Give me
act.
a pick to click or something here. Schlimgen will drop back to pass. He looks at a fade route in the back corner of the end zone to Struck. It's going to be underthrown and intercepted. So it'll be an interception for a touchback. Schlimgen dropped back and threw. As soon as you called for it, it went right to him. That time it was just a little bit underthrown. I mean, it's a kind of a 50-50 ball there. Could have been caught, could have been picked. Defender made a nice play and intercepted the ball. I couldn't quite see who it was that intercepted.
It was Micah Swallow.
So Swallow has a little bit of height advantage there on Struck. Actually, Micah doesn't have the height advantage. He's only about 6'1", so they even out over there. But Swallow went up and got it as he was underneath the route, and it was just just a touch underthrown.
And Swallow, we saw him in basketball. He's extremely athletic.
Yep, so he jumped up and kind of rose up and picked that ball off there. So that's about the only thing that's gone wrong so far for O'Gorman was a pick there in the end zone on third down. Or on first down, excuse me. Meisman back in at quarterback for Rapid City. He's going to be sacked right away by David Alpers, buried for about a 5-yard loss.
And Tanner Payton was right there too, but yeah, Alpers with the sack that time. He's a player going both ways, offense and defense. So is Matt Peters. Manny Struck is as well. So we have a few players tonight for O'Gorman seeing a lot of action both sides of the ball.
So that'll be now 2nd down and 15. Rapid City Central put Meisman back in the game at quarterback. Wasn't in the last 2 drives. One resulted in a safety, the other one 4 and out. Or 4 and out. They went for it on 4th down. Meisman will take the snap, pitch over to the right side, and Carter Peterson will be the first one to make the tackle over there. It was a new running back in for Rapid City Central. It was number 3, Gavin Dansby, who was in at quarterback when Swallow was out. So Dansby must be a little bit of an athletic threat to be able to put in quarterback, maybe roll out some more, be a running threat. on the ground as he was in there at the running back position. So it'll be 3rd and 14. Dansby picked up 1 yard on the carry there. Kind of a dangerous offense there to have a double quarterback in, but there hasn't been much blocking so far, so it's not been effective. Meisman will drop back, throw over to the right side. The ball was incomplete. It was nearly intercepted there by number 23, I believe. That is Sam Jacobson. Yes, Sam Jacobson for O'Gorman. So the ball was thrown on a swing pass. It was overthrown by quite a bit.
Well, the running back didn't even turn around, Isaac. Like, he didn't know it was even coming. And I think Sam thought he caught it. He's looking at Coach Shannon Popinga, like, challenge it. Well, you can't challenge it in high school. So.
Another high punt will be kind of end over end. Stuckel will catch it with his heels in between the 42 and 41. They're going to say he's right at the 41-yard line where he caught it, and that's where the Knights will take over offensively. So some new faces in at receiver for the Knights, I believe. And the Knights will have it 1st and 10 with the ball on the 41-yard line. 2:58 left here in the second quarter. The Knights lead 37-0 over the Cobblers.
What's the score rule for a running clock, Isaac?
I think it's 35 points.
And that would start in the second half.
It starts in the second half. At any time, if it's 35, the clock will run. We saw this earlier when we played Rapid City Stevens, the first game of the season, and then when we were getting beaten
by
Roosevelt. Stuckel in at running back once again will take the direct snap. He was in at running back. Schlimgen in at quarterback. The direct snap went to Stuckel, and they ran a sweep to the outside. However, it's going to lose about a yard.
I think Schlimgen would like to catch a pass tonight as quarterback. I mean, kind of, you think he's mostly used as a decoy, but you never know how creative Coach Popinga. And Stuckel has played quarterback before, so.
So back when we were playing my senior year, we were playing Washington. I actually had my one solo reception in my career, popping a little bit of trickery. I took the snap and gave it to Canyon and then kind of snuck off the left side. Canyon threw it back to me. We picked up a first down on a key 4th down. Beavers this time will be the receiver who picks up a first down and about a 20-yard gain there for Bo Beavers on the slant route. Nice play there from Beavers. A nice throw once again by Schlimgen. With 6 minutes left in the second quarter, Roosevelt leads the Tigers of Harrisburg 25-0 over in Harrisburg. So Roosevelt kind of just been steamrolling their way through AAA this season. They lead the number 3 team in the state by 25 approaching halftime. Schlimgen takes the snap, will give up the middle. I believe that was number 32, 33?
33, Matichek, Anders.
So Anders Matichek gets the carry for the Knights offensively.
He's kind of more the power.
The power back back there, the big sturdy fullback type of running back in for the Knights. 2nd and 7 for the Knights. Ball on the 20-yard line. The 15-yard line. Schlimgen at the 20 will drop back to throw. Has another corner route, this time for Riedel. It's going to be just a touch too far. Those corner routes are open right now for the Knights. It's the exact opposite of a post. Throws it up onto the back corner, and it's just going to be incomplete.
Is that, as a quarterback, Isaac, does Coach Popinga tell you on that play to throw it toward that back pylon, and then it sits up to the receiver to get there?
Pretty much, you want to throw that away from the defenders. And what's funny about this is that that's the route that was open the last time we played Rapid City. Back when I was playing, those corner routes to the back corner of the end zone has always been open against Rapid City Central. They kind of have a weird defense where they just man everyone up across the board and just play a high safety. So if you can just beat your man, as Alpers will catch it over the middle, and he's going to get into the end zone, truck a defender, and Alpers will be on the board for his 2nd touchdown of the game. A nice pitch and catch there from Alpers, and Schlimgen identical to the first touchdown of the game. And now it's 43-0 the Knights leave. Back to what I was saying, however, Rapid City Central kind of has this curious defense of just manning everyone up and playing a safety over the top. However, it's like loose man coverage. so it's nothing necessarily up in your face and aggressive. It's kind of just loose man, and if you can beat your man, there's going to be no one in that back corner of the end zone. If you can run an outside receiver on a slant or a stop route or something to hold that corner, you're just going to have that whole half of the field to work with over there. So as the quarterback, you're dropping back, looking to see if you have that short route, and then you're kind of taking that second progression drop back and just kind of firing it over to the left side or the right side of the end zone, but more up and over the top to that back pylon where only your receiver can get it.
That's free quarterback 101 lessons from Isaac Struck. He's here every Friday night, folks. Tegan Schlimgen should start teaching some classes too. 6 touchdowns, and we can check at halftime. I think that might have tied Zach Norton's record for most touchdown passes in a game.
Which came here when they were playing Stevens, I believe, a couple years ago when Norton was in at quarterback. So the O'Gorman Knights quarterbacks kind of just have a field day when they travel here to Rapid City. I remember way back when Luke Fritsch was quarterback and Keeter set the all-time wins record.
Yes, I was here that day.
Yeah, Fritsch kind of was throwing the ball around the field there too. The Knights quarterbacks just have a nice time out here in Rapid City, depending on who the opponent is. It always seems to be a nice offensive game. Schlimgen had a nice game last year or 2 years ago when he came back, when they came back here. So it's just kind of been an offensive showcase for the quarterback position in Rapid City lately. That kick will go into the end zone for a touchback. So there's a minute and 2 seconds on the clock here in the second quarter. The Knights defense will come back out.
And the Knights lead by 44-0 right now. So it's been pretty much since that opening series where we had a punt. It's been score every possession. Great field position for O'Gorman every possession.
One interception. That's our only knock on the evening is the one interception that could have been maybe 50-0 now.
And wouldn't you think Central's total yards would be in the negative category right now?
I would have to say so. With all of those snap malfunctions, etc., it's got to be in the negative category here at some point. So 1st and 10, they'll come out of the I formation again. Meisman will pitch back to Darrow, who runs along the right side, makes a defender miss, will run out about 6 yards and be tackled by Carter Peterson. It'll be about 2nd down and 4. They'll have a little bit of tempo, and maybe not. 45 seconds left here in the second quarter. Thought they'd come out and try to maybe move the ball a little bit, but now it looks like they're just going to go into the half. Take their time here.
Yeah, I think Coach Cruz has kind of seen enough in the first half. Just kind of, as a coach, maybe just get to halftime and kind of try to start over in the second half.
Meisman will be under center once again, out of the I formation. Will drop back and pitch to the left. It's Darrow swallowed up by Alpers in the backfield. A loss of about 6 yards, so he gains 6, then loses 6, and we're back to 3rd and 10.
Boy, David Alpers imprints all over this game. Holy moly, both sides of the ball.
This is the type of game from Alpers that I've kind of been waiting for. He was such a presence last year for Roosevelt, coming in and playing defensive line, and we know he can be a good threat offensively. This is that breakout game for Alpers. So that'll do it for the first half. The O'Gorman Knights lead the Rapid City Central Cobblers 44-0 here in Rapid City at O'Hara Stadium. Stay tuned for the Knights halftime show after the break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Whether you need to be fitted with eyeglasses or contact lenses, or you need a comprehensive eye exam, Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls utilizes the latest technology and treatments available. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a wide selection of eye care products, including sunwear, eyewear, and contact lenses to fit your specific eye care needs. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. Their number is 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
Closets and More can help define the most important areas inside and around your home. As a locally owned business, our quality, craftsmanship, and service are very important. Closets and More will create functionality in your problem areas, such as your master closet, pantry, and garage. They can help you transform your space into a truly custom area that fits your lifestyle. Closets and More can be reached at 334-5135, or you can follow us on Facebook or go online to closetsandmoresd.com.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting and video streaming defending state champion Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights football games, both home and away this fall. Have your business's radio spot heard across the radio, YouTube video stream, mobile app, and RPR website during all of our O'Gorman football broadcasts and reach a dedicated listening audience of potentially over 3,000 viewers. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman football broadcast this fall, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Hooters.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Halftime Show, brought to you by your Knights of Columbus field agent for Sioux Falls and the Southeast South Dakota area, Jeff Gillen.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights lead the Rapid City Central Cobblers 44-0 here at the half. An exceptional game right now from Tegan Schlimgen, who's highlighted the game with 6 touchdown passes in the first half. Schlimgen has hit Stuckel once, Huners once, Beavers once, let's see here.
David
Alpers twice, and I know I'm
Zach
forgetting
Riedel.
one. And Zach Riedel was the most recent, or the second most recent one. Alpers was the last one there, but it was Alpers first. It was Alpers at the end, and in between it was Huners, then Beavers, then Riedel, then Stuckel, then Riedel. So it's just been it's so many I can hardly keep track. It's just been an absolute.
We're making you have to think hard on this Friday night, Isaac.
I'm already done with school for the week, so I think I should be able to relax. But no, I'm out here trying to keep track of how many touchdowns the Knights are putting up on the board and how effectively we're doing it.
And I think Tegan has now tied Zach Norton, former O'Gorman quarterback's record for most touchdown passes in a game, which is 6. And as you mentioned, Isaac, I think Zach set that against Rapid City Stevens. I believe it was up here as well.
It was. I'm almost positive it was up here as well. And it's just, as we were saying, kind of just one of those things. O'Gorman quarterbacks lately have just been performing very well out here in Rapid City. There must be something in the water that makes them keep wanting to come back and provide the way that they have been. But yeah, that's been the story of it so far, has been O'Gorman's offensive performance tonight. They've put up touchdowns on, I think it's 6 of their 8 possessions. They punted and had an interception, but otherwise they've had 6 touchdowns already through the air, none on the ground, but they've been effective when running the football, and that's been something that it's been nice to see, is being able to run between the tackles.
And now let's move to the defense, Isaac. The O'Gorman defense has been just outstanding. I think maybe the longest play of the night's been about 7 or 8 yards for Rapid City Central, and they've had, I think, 3 or 4 snaps over the quarterback's head. They've had a couple other fumbles, probably I think 3 other fumbles. I mean, just sloppy offensive plays. And when they're able to actually get plays off, we've seen Jacob Schwab make big hits, David Alpers make big hits. O'Gorman defense just kind of flying to the ball. So everything is going well, both sides of the ball for O'Gorman offensively and defensively tonight. We kind of talked about in the pregame show tonight, O'Gorman's on a 3-game losing streak right now, but you played your probably the 3 best teams in state back to back to back, which is just so hard to do. I thought maybe tonight would be a good confidence booster for especially the offensive side of the ball that's really struggled the past 3 weeks, scoring only 21 points, which we got 21 points in about the first part of the first quarter. So this clicking on all cylinders, and do you feel like Tegan tonight, Isaac's had more protection to throw the ball as well?
Absolutely. I think that the Lions did a fantastic job tonight, and something that Obviously, Teagan has thrown for 6 touchdown passes, but we've seen the receivers running good routes, and that's what's been really important tonight is that Teagan's been able to find those receivers knowing where they're going. We haven't really messed up any routes this evening. Besides early on that first drive, we messed up a couple. But other than that, it's been just a fantastic performance offensively for the Knights.
Absolutely. So the score, folks, is 44-0 at halftime. If you're watching the video stream, you can see the Rapid City Central band out on the field. I want to give a shout-out to the band. A shout-out to my mom. My mom is a band teacher in Nebraska. Been doing that her whole life, so always love enjoying watching the band. I was a former band kid growing up, too. Played the alto saxophone and bari sax back in my day, besides playing sports, so I was kind of multi-dimensional skilled in my small school in Nebraska. But anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, our Inside O'Gorman segment's coming up with O'Gorman boys soccer coach Ryan Byer. We'll hear about how the soccer team has been doing this year, and kind of Coach Byer will preview their final couple of games of their regular season, and that interview is next on the Knights halftime show, brought to you by Jeff Gilling with the Knights of Columbus field agent.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The end-of-life planning workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333. Welcome back to Inside O'Gorman, sponsored by the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. I'm now joined by O'Gorman boys soccer coach Ryan Byer. Your team has scored 7 goals in the last 2 games against Brookings and Washington, respectively, compared to 1 goal in the previous 3 games against Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Watertown. Offensively, coach, what has been clicking really well for your team the last 2 games?
You know, Brett, kind of that continuity of a team. We were kind of mixing and matching in that stretch where we had some guys out doing some different things, and it really took us a couple games to try to get everybody back and get on our feet. So we're actually looking forward to the final couple games here, the final few games of our season, just because we are starting to kind of find what our plan was at the beginning. And then, you know, when you lose some players in some spots and guys are covering, you don't really get to have that set, you know, position or two where guys know where each other's going. It was kind of a throw guys out there and see what would happen. You know, really even our tie with Lincoln, which was 0-0, we had a lot of opportunities to score. We hit the post and did some different things that kind of is the chances of soccer, you know, and with Washington we scored 3, Brookings we scored some. We're looking forward to playing Harrisburg tomorrow and kind of putting some things together.
You always, Coach, want your team to be playing their best soccer of the season as playoffs approach. As the first playoff game will be October 6th. And as you mentioned, you got 3 regular season
season games left. Do you feel right now your team is playing some of their best soccer of the year? And if not, what are some of the biggest areas you would still like to see improvement on in those final 3 games?
I would say we are playing our best soccer right now. The biggest thing with that is going to be to keep our consistency of keeping that going. If we look at the teams in the top 4 or 5, we had essentially some close games of those. We had opportunities to win those. I would really be looking forward to taking just about any team on right now with where we're at. We haven't played the Rapid City schools. I know they're pretty good. Stevens is undefeated this year. Spearfish is undefeated, but we only lost to them 1-0. We were short a couple players on that game. Really, there isn't a team that I would not want to play right now. We can match up pretty well with all that as long as we have, like I said, as long as we have all of our players kind of sitting where we want to be.
Coach, for people listening right now at halftime of the O'Gorman football game that aren't as familiar with your soccer team, can you just talk about some of your players this year that have stood out to you?
I took over a year ago with the boys, and a lot of those players that played last year had played for 3 or 4 years, and we're kind of still sitting with a lot of players who had been a part of the program for quite a while. Even some of our seniors are getting their first opportunities to play full-time varsity. I'm going to talk about our 2 captains who have both played since they were in junior high. They were 8th graders. We have Riley Arbo, who is a returning All-State player, multiple-year All-State player. He's kind of our midfield captain, kind of handles the midfield. He's actually our leading scorer this year and kind of takes control over the middle and the things that we do there. Also talk about one of our other captains and our seniors, Patrick Stish. He's played for a long time. He's a center defender for us. Both great leaders, and I guess I'll talk about all of our seniors. Ethan Cox played an outside back last year, and he was moved to center back this year. So him and Patrick kind of control that. Jacob Reimer fought some injuries this year. He's one of our wingers. He strained a hamstring early in the year and has really kind of been battling back with that. He is about full strength now, so he's looking forward to getting some more time and getting some more minutes as he gets into that full-time condition. Jack Pellman, another senior, one of our outside back, really stepping up this year, playing well. Cade Anderson, he's kind of fighting some injuries right now. Cade is a holding mid for us, has played kind of back and forth between JV and varsity the past handful of years, but he's stepping in, was a starter this year. Kind of a fun one for you is Sebastian Altoff. He's a senior. He's only played soccer for 2 or 3 years. He actually came on last year, and he's kind of a little spark plug for us, gives us some energy off the bench. And we have a great junior class, great sophomore class. We got some leaders in there that are doing well. So again, we're looking forward to the rest of our season as we kind of finish up the couple weeks here.
You got 3 regular season games left. Harrisburg on the 24th at Harrisburg, and then Sioux Falls Christian on Saturday on the road. I think Christian's undefeated. And then you have T-Area this coming Tuesday, which is your final home regular season game at the MAC. What will be your main focus for your team going into those final 3 regular season games?
I guess to start with the Harrisburg game, they're struggling a little bit this year on the numbers of kids they have, and they've had some kind of lopsided losses. We want to go into that game, playing our style, playing what we want to do, accomplishing what we want to accomplish, and then also hopefully give us some opportunity to get some of our younger players and get them some experience and maybe in that varsity atmosphere with our varsity guys. Now, those last 2, and it's interesting, Sioux Falls Christian, the past handful of years we play them kind of on the last Saturday of the season, and I believe every game has been a 1-goal game the past handful of years that we've played them, either win or loss. They are very, very good. They are very organized. Our kids are very familiar with them because they play a lot of club soccer with our kids. Like you said, they're undefeated. They're the top team in Class A. That'll be probably one of the tougher contests that we're having in the last part of the season. And not to take anything away from T, but T is going to also be very tough. They are, I believe, in second in the Class A. T and Sioux Falls Christian typically meet in the finals of the Class A state championship. So both those teams are good. We beat Sioux Falls Christian last year, like I said, 1-0, and we lost the T 2-1 in a pouring rainstorm at their place. We're looking to play our game. We're looking to keep improving. Hopefully we can get wins on all of those and improve our PowerPoint status a little bit and just kind of see where that lands us when we have to play that first playoff game.
Thanks so much, Coach Byer, for your time, and good luck to you and your boys the rest of the season.
Yep, appreciate it, Brett. Thanks for the coverage.
I would like to thank Coach Ryan Byer. I really enjoyed talking soccer with Coach Byer. I had interviewed him a lot previously, Isaac, when I had the coaches show back at Pizza Ranch and Hoo-Ha when he's the girls soccer coach. So I'm very used to interviewing Coach Beyer about girls soccer. And then last year he started coaching the boys soccer. His son's on the team, Evan. And it's always fun to reminisce with Coach Beyer and talk about his boys soccer team. They play tomorrow against Sioux Falls Christian, I believe. I'm looking in the dark here. We have a reflection, so we have the lights off. So Isaac and I are going through the elements here. So that game tomorrow at Sioux Falls Christian is at 3 o'clock, and then they have T area, and that's at 8 o'clock this coming Tuesday night. I'll be video streaming that one at the MAC, the last home regular season game. Isaac, what are some other O'Gorman activities going on starting tomorrow through next Friday?
So starting on Saturday, tomorrow, marching band is at Brandon Valley. The girls' tennis tournament in Sioux Falls is at 9 o'clock. Girls' volleyball is at the Pentagon in Sioux Falls. Dance is at Harrisburg, and then boys' soccer at Sioux Falls Christian. Then coming into next week on Tuesday, boys' golf is at Elmwood in Sioux Falls. Girls tennis is at McKinnon Park. They take on Lincoln. Cheerleading and dance is at O'Gorman. We will be video streaming that on Real Presence Radio. Girls soccer is at West Central. Volleyball at Sioux Falls Lincoln. And then boys soccer versus T area, which will also be streamed on Real Presence Radio, that at 8 o'clock. Then on Thursday, which is October 1st, the months are just flying by, girls and boys cross country at Watertown, and then the variety show for our homecoming week at 7 o'clock on Thursday in the Lorraine Theater. Then Friday is our homecoming game. At 5 o'clock, they take on Washington with homecoming mass at 10:30. The girls' tennis tournament is versus the Rapid City Schools that day in Sioux Falls as well.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Isaac Struck. Again, thanks to Coach Ryan Beyer. And we also would like to thank our halftime sponsor, which is Inside O'Gorman, has been brought to you by the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. Our 6 elementary schools, junior high, and high school exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Each and every school is dedicated to our mission of forming a community of faith and learning by promoting a Catholic way of life through gospel values and academic excellence. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back for the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Canfield Business Interiors in Sioux Falls, South Dakota provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. They make space better by creating inspirational experiences to improve your organizational performance. For more information, you can find us online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Canfield Business Interiors supports the Sioux Falls Catholic school system and wishes all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Catholic Family Services is now offering a Grief Share support group starting this fall. Grief Share is a support group for adults who've lost a loved one through death. It combines educational videos, a workbook titled Your Journey from Mourning to Joy, and time for discussion. The 11-week program starts September 15th and ends November 24th. If interested in learning more about Grief Share, you can go to sfcatholic.org/CFS or call 800-700-7867.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights lead here 44-0. The kickoff just happened. Andrew Nelson booted one back deep. to Rapid City, who returned it to their 18-yard line. The running clock is now in play, so there's just about 11 minutes left on the game clock here in the third quarter. That pass is thrown and caught by number 23. That's Micah Swallow for Rapid City Central. Swallow kind of took that away from Nelson there as Nelson was in coverage on the corner.
Absolutely, Isaac. And tonight's halftime show has been brought to you by Jeff Gillen, your Knights of Columbus field agent for Sioux Falls and Southeast South Dakota area. For term life or whole life, long-term care insurance, and retirement planning, Jeff can be contacted at 605-759-7204, Knights of Columbus Insurance. Thank you to Mr. Jeff Gillen.
So Meisman will come out of the gun. He'll drop back to pass. Once again, he's got a tight end open this time. It's going to be thrown over the top and incomplete. That was number 85, Liam Porter, the 6'4 senior who is about 235 pounds, so a big target there at tight end. However, the pass just sailed over his head, incomplete.
And a couple of scores, Isaac. Sioux Falls, Washington defeated Rapid City Stevens 35-14. Yankton up on Mitchell at half, 14-12, a close game there. Sturgis up on Huron early, 6-0. And Roosevelt up on Harrisburg 25-6. And I believe you have the Brookings score,
Yep,
Isaac.
Brookings is leading Douglas over here in Douglas. A little hop, skip, and a jump away, 41-0 at halftime.
And as Brookings is undefeated as well, right?
Yes, they are. I believe they're number 2 in AA behind Yankton.
Right, and they're both 4-0 coming to tonight's game.
Yep. So if that Yankton game turns into be an upset, Brookings would probably take over that number 1 spot. So a run up the middle there on 2nd down and 10 resulted in a loss of 1 yards there.
And Yankton and Brookings, I'm guessing, will play each other at some point this season.
Yep, so that should be a really fun game between those two teams. I wonder what week it is. It'll be interesting to see when that falls. Rapid City will come out of the gun here. It's Meisman with 2 guys offset behind him, 1 to the left and 1 straight behind. 2 receivers to the right. It's 3rd and 11. Meisman drops back to pass. Will fire an out route over the side. It's going to be intercepted. The interception by number 26, Emmanuel Struck. That's his 2nd interception of the season.
What'd you see from that one, Proud Brother, on that play?
I think it was me. I think it was him. I'm almost positive it was. I think I heard Anderson yelling that it was him, but he just read that route like it was like they came up and told him what it was. But he was playing in coverage over there, jumped on the return. Excuse me. My goodness, I'm spattling here. He jumped on the slant route, and the ball read it perfectly, just snagged it with his hands, fell to the ground, nearly thought Bo Beavers intended for over there, incomplete, nearly thought he could have had a pick 6 there, but he just kind of stumbled on the... Okay, so it was Schwab who picked it off.
Okay.
25.
I was wondering because there was 25, 26. I saw Schwab coming off, and folks, that's at the far side of the field from where Isaac and I are at,
and
too.
I'm not just being favorable there at all, but that was a nice interception there by Schwab. I was going to say, when he stood up, it didn't quite look like the body type that I was expecting, but... A deep ball here, just out of the outstretched arms of Huners and incomplete. So Schwab credited with the interception there. A fantastic play by Schwab. Just like I said, read the slant route, made a nice outstretched diving effort to pick that one off. So a great play there by Jacob Schwab.
And kudos to Jacob Schwab. He's the leading tackler for O'Gorman's defense coming into this season, returning one of the 2 returning starters from last year's state championship team, the other being Matt Peters. A terrific linebacker. And I know he is getting looks from a few colleges right now to play football at the next level. So congrats to Mr. Schwab on a nice interception.
So Knights will come out of the gun here, 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Fakes to give up the middle to Matichek. Will throw a deep pass over the top to Beavers. Sails out of bounds and incomplete.
You see anything open underneath that time, Isaac?
I think that right now we're just taking these deep shots into the end zone because we think we can beat them deep. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back to the short routes, but right now the deep routes aren't quite working, just kind of some overthrows. Quick shout out to my cousin Max playing over in Douglas right now. He had a fumble recovery and then returned it for a touchdown for Brookings. So Brookings up 41-0. Shout out to my cousin on the fumble recovery, returned it for a touchdown. He's a senior this year, playing his last year, so that's exciting for him. Actually met my Deep pass here by Schlimgen. Up over the top to Huners. In his hands and out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. It goes off of his right hand, he still had a foot in bounds. He's laid one arm out, outstretched, tapped off of his fingertips, and then the ball bounced up in the air, and the defender actually ended up catching it, but about 3 yards out of bounds. So that'll be a turnover for the Knights. Funny story, we were driving here. My cousin plays for Brookings, and my brother obviously playing for O'Gorman. Both teams coming out west. We stop at the similar gas station, and across the street there's my uncle and my aunt sitting there, so I got to have a nice friendly chat with them on the way up here, so that was just kind of funny. But anyway, Rapid City will take over now on Dowds. Ball at the 25-yard line. Some movement up front on the defensive end there for O'Gorman. I think that's number 51, I believe.
Yes, you're correct, Isaac. New defensive end in there for O'Gorman.
51 for O'Gorman is Joe Niedringhaus. So Joe Niedringhaus getting some action in for the Knights. Joe is the brother of one of my good friends, Jack.
I was just going to ask that same question.
Yep.
Jack wore 44, I
Jack
believe.
wore
right?
44, yes.
Okay.
So Joe, a nice addition to the Knights in the upcoming years here. Meisman will drop back to pass now. He's going to launch one over the right sideline out of the outstretched arms of Swallow and incomplete. That one sailed out of bounds. Swallow had to turn around for it, and by then it was already past him and out of bounds.
Was Jack in your grade, Isaac?
Yes, Jack was in my grade. Jack, I went to elementary school with him all the way up. And then another funny story here. I'm just kind of I'm reaching back into the deep, dark depths of my memory here. But Jack used to live right next to St. Mary's, so every day after school I would go over and his mother would watch me for after-school daycare. But I just remember we would walk back and forth, and there was a lot of backyard football games. So that's essentially where the St. Mary's kids started their football careers, was in Jack Niedringhaus's backyard.
St. Mary's shout out, Father Paul Rutten, if you're listening.
Nice pickup on second down there by Darrow, who picks up about 15 in the first down for Rapid City Central. So that one of their only first downs they've picked up all night. A nice pickup there by Darrow.
Shout out to Carol Nesbitt, who's watching from Colorado, and she wrote she's married to a cobbler.
Oh,
so we have a little rivalry going on tonight.
Well, at least Carol's coming out on top.
Yeah. She's on the winning end tonight.
Meisman will drop back to throw. He's got some pressure. Will be flushed out to the right side. Evades the sack. Will now launch a ball over the top downfield off the hands of Swallow, and this one's intercepted. This one is picked off. I think this one is Manny.
We'll see. He's going to get up now.
Intercepted by Emmanuel, struck on the play. So this time Manny is getting on the receiving end of that interception. Nice play there by by Meisman to flush out to the right. Throws on the run. Ball tips off the hands of Swallow. Catches it on the tip, and then runs down the sideline and is tackled. And now there's an injured cobbler on the play. So with 3:05 left here in the third quarter, the clock is stopped, and we will get ready to take a break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
And welcome back to O'Hara Stadium in Rapid City, South Dakota. This is Brett Byler with Real Presence Radio along with Isaac Struck. We have an injured cobbler who's, I believe, I think he's sitting down now on around the 40-yard line. And the Knights on the previous play is an interception by Manny Struck. And I think right around where the tackle happened, we have the injured cobbler. So we're going to take another break. We'll hope the cobbler player is okay, and we'll be right back with you, so don't go anywhere, folks.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back to O'Gorman to Rapid City Central, where the Knights lead 44-0 still. O'Gorman High School. Man.
We're about 5 hours away from O'Gorman High School, Isaac.
So 2:41 left here in the third quarter. The running clock has been implemented here, a new rule in AAA football this year. So the clock will continue to run barring any injuries or timeouts. And then at the quarter, obviously, it would stop. Second down and 3 here. A nice carry up the middle. Last play by Jacob Schwab. He'll pick up another 4 or 5 yards. They'll give him about 6 yards, and he'll pick up a first down this time. So the Knights move the chains once again.
And Jacob Schwab's part of the law firm linebacking crew of Schwab, Peterson, and Matichek. I was always like Schwab. I was thinking, Schwab and Peterson kind of go together for like a law firm name. How about the Matichek name? But I was one of my first thoughts when I saw the linebacking starting lineup this season. Michael Shea is the other one of the 4 linebackers. Do we still have? Is Teagan still in there, Isaac? Or do we have a new quarterback?
Peyton Hagee in now for the Knights at quarterback. It is the sophomore Peyton Hagee who delivers a ball to Landry, but it's going to be intercepted by number 23, Micah Swallow. So that pass from Hagee intercepted. Looked like he kind of got hit just as he threw it, almost a little shoulder tap.
Yep.
Just as he threw it, it was let go by Hagee and intercepted by Swallow. So the Cobblers will get ready to take over on the turnover here.
Yeah, the defensive end that time, Isaac, kind of pushed the offensive guard right back into Hagee, and that's why that pass kind of was like a lame duck, just kind of hung up there.
We apologize, folks, if we get any of these names wrong here, as some more people are shuffling in and out of the game. We're about 1.5 miles away from the football field up here in the press box, is what it seems like anyway. I've got my glasses on and everything, but...
Yeah, Isaac even had to put his glasses on, folks.
It's just... we're looking through glass. The people are way out there.
It's like a studious-looking Isaac Struck with those glasses on, like you're ready to take a math quiz or something.
Probably would have aced it, but no, that's nothing to worry about there. So the Cobblers pick up 3.5, 4 yards on first down.
27's is in for O'Gorman, a defensive end right now. That is Graham Sanders, a 6'2", 205-pound senior.
The snap to Meisman, the give up the middle to Darrow, who's going to pick up about 8 yards on the carry. Nice play there by Darrow. We'll pick up the first down, and that is where the third quarter will come to an end. So here at O'Hara Stadium in Rapid City, the O'Gorman Knights lead the Rapid City Central Cobblers 44-0 here at the end of 3. Stay tuned for the rest of the fourth quarter. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights lead 44-0 over the Rapid City Central Cobblers here at O'Hara Stadium out on a beautiful night in Rapid City. A nice calm evening, not a lot of wind, just a light breeze, and the Knights have made a light breeze out of this game as it's 44-0 here.
Look at this guy. He has transitions, he has storytelling, he's the total package as a play-by-play announcer.
A man of many talents. I'm kidding. So Rapid City will start here, 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Meisman in out of the gun. He's got a running back directly behind him. He'll drop back to pass, throw a deep ball down the right side. It's going to be off the hands of the receiver. That was number 2, Julian Swallow. It actually hit him right off the face mask. A beautiful throw there by Meisman. Doinks off the face mask of Swallow and winds up incomplete. That's just been the story of the night so far for Rapid City. Even when things look like they're going well, they just turn at the last second, and Rapid City just really hasn't been able to get anything going offensively tonight.
And this is a unique stadium because we have cars in front of us, sitting there watching the game. Isaac said there was some tailgating or some grilling going on out of the back of the vehicle. You get the sights, the smells, and the sounds of O'Hara Stadium.
One of the fine places to watch a football game in South Dakota high school football.
Ooh, there's
give to Darrow up the middle, bounces around a couple tackles, puts his arm down and stays up. He'll pick up 7 on the ground near the right side numbers, flip the ball to the referee, and it'll be 3rd down and 3. 3rd down and 2, they're going to give him 8 yards on the carry there. Nice run there by Darrow as he bounced off the first tackler, then used his arm to sturdy himself, get back to his feet, pick up another 3 or 4, and fall forward for 8 yards.
That's always an important quality of a running back, able to fall forward and have that forward lean.
Meisman will come out of the gun here. 3rd down and 2. He'll give to Darrow up the middle, who makes another man miss, gets wrapped up immediately there by number 34 for the Knights. That is Carson Langston on the tackle, but not before a 1st down from Darrow.
So it looks like, Isaac, all O'Gorman's defensive players are backups except the secondary. Most of the starting secondary is still in, but the defensive linemen and linebackers are all, I believe, second-teamers.
Probably want to make sure that they're not giving up any deep shots over the middle or over the top right now, with some of those other players remaining in the secondary. Meisman will come out of the gun here. Nearly another jump there by the Knights. He'll give up the middle to Dansby, who makes a couple defenders miss. This time is going to be brought down by Struck and Schwab. Struck and Langston again, it looked like. Now Quinn Dunham will check into the game for the Knights defensively. He comes in for Ratzloff.
Score right now, folks, if you're just tuning in, 44-0 O'Gorman. 9:30 left here in the 4th quarter. Central moving the ball right now at the Knights 23.
The running clock has been implemented since the second half has begun. The second half moving a lot quicker than the first. Meisman will turn over and hand off to Darrow. Bounces around up the middle, gets another 1st down. Darrow's been picking up a lot of yards on the ground and moving the chains quite effectively here on this drive. He picks up his 3rd 1st down of the drive, and the Cobblers are threatening now inside the red zone at the 12-yard line for their first points of the evening.
I think they pretty much have most of their starters in, don't they, Isaac, still for Rapid City Central?
I don't think they've taken any starters out of the game yet. So Dansby just offset of Meisman, and then Darrow about 5 yards behind Meisman, 10 yards deep. They'll give to Dansby up the middle. He's met immediately by a couple Knights. Going to be brought down for a gain of 1, maybe. They're going to say a loss of 1. His knee came down before he lunged for that second effort. In there on the tackle for the Knights, I believe was number 53 for the Knights. That was Peter Benson, was the first one to touch him. Benson in at tackle right now for the Knights, including a defensive line of Niedringhaus, Benson, and Graham Sanders. Meisman will get ready to take the shotgun snap. Once again, same formation. He'll drop back to pass this time. He'll throw a deep fade route over the top, and it's going to be off the hands of Swallow in the back right corner of the end zone. A lot of balls thrown to these back pylons this evening. That one, however, off the hands and incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
Great play by Andrew Nelson, the defensive back for O'Gorman, who made SportsCenter's top plays last week with his interception. With his interception in the Lincoln game. He should have been number 1, I think. That's
Maybe
so
just
cool.
a little bit of bias.
That's so cool to see that. Congratulations to Mr. Nelson.
Meisman will come out under center this time. He's got 2 guys behind him in the I formation. He'll fake the give to Dansby, then hand it off to Darrow, who nearly finds his way into the end zone. He's going to be left just about short of the end zone. I think it's going to be enough for the 1st down. It will, so the chains have been moved, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. 1st and goal, ball on the 2-yard line. So the shutout in jeopardy here as Rapid City Central threatening more than ever to put their points up on the board.
Let's see if Shannon Popinga does a little bit of an A-gap blitz or something here. You could just see a fade route, too, for Central.
Swallow has a height advantage significantly over on the right side, and Nelson could see a quick shot over there. However, they'll give up to Darrow up the middle, who's going to be stuffed, and then a second effort might have found himself into the end zone. They're going to mark him just short. He's inside the 1 at about the half-yard line. He was met immediately near the 2-yard line, bounced off the initial tackle, and has now been brought down just inside the 1-yard line. Rapid City Central a half a yard away from the end zone.
Zach Riedel blitzed that time from his safety position, and he was one of the first Knights in there.
2nd down and goal. Ball on the half-yard line. Rapid City Central will come out of the I formation once again. Meisman under center will turn over and hand off to Darrow, who scampers right into the end zone, runs through a defender. And the Cobblers are on the board with 5:49 left here in the 4th quarter. It is now 44-6 pending the extra point. The Cobblers avoid the shutout here at home on their homecoming evening in Rapid City.
So say good for them getting a touchdown in your homecoming game. You don't want to get shut out. So first unit starting stayed in there and drove pretty much all the way on the ground that whole drive, all the way up the field. I believe they're going for 2 now, Isaac.
Rapid City is going for 2. They hand off to Darrow, who does about the exact same thing he just did. Finds his way into the end zone, and now it is 44-8. The car horns are honking. The people are cheering. The band is playing, and Rapid City is on the board for their first time this evening in the 4th quarter.
Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue the 4th quarter. O'Gorman 44, Rapid City Central 8. You're listening to Real Presence Radio.
Real Presence Radio is now on Amazon devices. To listen to your station, just ask Alexa to enable the Real Presence Radio skill and use a phrase like,
Alexa, tell Real Presence Radio to play Sioux Falls.
Or,
Alexa, ask Real Presence Radio to play FM 94.5.
You can also visit the Alexa Skills Marketplace and search for Real Presence Radio to enable it. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on your Amazon devices.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights lead the Cobblers 44-8 here in the 4th quarter. 5:49 left in the ball game. The Knights have controlled this one since the opening kickoff. They punted on their first possession, then forced a punt out of the Cobblers, then went on to score 5 straight touchdowns, an interception, and then another touchdown, and they had 6 touchdowns at the half. The kick from Rapid City will be fielded by the Knights. I'm not quite sure who that is on the reception or on the run back.
Number 9, I think. Number 5.
Connor Roman on the return there for the Knights. Roman, one of the shorter, speedier guys out here for O'Gorman. He's only 5'8", but a sophomore, 5'8", 115.
Ooh.
So a little bit of a nice little quick speed demon out there on the edge. Back deep to return. Now O'Gorman will send out the offense. they're going to call a penalty. So I think there was a holding on that kickoff return by Roman.
And that's kind of the one thing if you're Coach Popinga right now, running clock, you just don't want any mistakes, mental mistakes, penalties, holding. Just kind of try to get this clock, run it out, and move on to next week here for our homecoming game next week against Sioux Falls, Washington.
So Hagee will be in still at quarterback for the Knights. He's out of the gun now. He'll take a snap handoff up the middle, bouncing around a couple tackles. A nice run there. That was number 23, Sam Jacobson, I believe, on the carry there for the Knights. All new faces in right now for O'Gorman offensively. A little bit of confusion at the line. Now on the line. That's Gulseth out there at receiver. The give on the outside edge. Now he keeps it. Hagee's going to bust up the middle of the field. Hagee's got room to run. He's at the 40, to the 30. Swallow and chase at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and Hagee is into the end zone. Hagee with about an 80-yard touchdown run right up the middle. He faked me out on the give there, took it right up the middle, and he scampers into the end zone. Peyton Hagee, the sophomore quarterback, showing off the wheels, and it's now 50-8 for the Knights. A 50 burger on the scoreboard for the Knights here in Rapid City. What a run right there by Hagee.
He hit that turbo button. You haven't mad in that time.
That was the afterburners right there.
I thought Swallow might get him at the very end of it.
Like, Swallow had a step to start there. He was at the 50 when Hagee was at the 40, but he just beat him to the edge and just took off down the sideline. What a play there by Hagee.
Nelson's extra point is good. He's perfect on those extra points tonight. Knights up 51-8 with 3:48 left here in the fourth quarter. As I mentioned, Isaac O'Gorman will get a victory tonight to improve to 2-3 on the season. But then next week will be the homecoming game against Sioux Falls, Washington at 5 o'clock. And I believe you guys, when you were playing, you played Washington for homecoming at O'Gorman. Kind of what's homecoming week like? You know, as a football player getting ready for that homecoming game that Friday night.
Homecoming is always exciting. It's one of the most exciting weeks of the year. Obviously, that and Dakota Bowl kind of go hand in hand, but homecoming is just exciting because you get to celebrate some of your classmates on the royalty, winning the king and the queen. There's a bunch of festivities, a talent show at the end of the week on Thursday, and then Friday is essentially just a game festival free-for-all of inflatables and other games that take place during the day. The dodgeball tournament that the football players don't get to compete in. A little bit upset about that. Can understand injury-wise. However, my senior year, I did coach one of the dodgeball teams. We ended up taking home the championship, which was, that was...
Are you patting yourself on the back right now?
I would say it wasn't. I would say it was more the fellows that I combined on the team there that pulled through than the coaches, but it was definitely exciting to be a part of that historic franchise that is no longer. So Nelson will get ready to kick it here for O'Gorman. But yeah, homecoming is just an exciting week, and it's going to be exciting this year. Playing Washington for homecoming, I think we're going to bust out the green jerseys at home, the cathedral green jerseys, whenever we play Washington at home. So that'll be an exciting touch on the homecoming game. That kick will sail into the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Isaac, can you let people know we have a flag on the field? We'll get to that, but the scoring drive was brought to you by, folks?
Closets and More, a locally owned company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets and More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com.
I want to thank them and all the sponsors tonight. We'll see what the penalty is.
Closets and More is getting their handful of sponsorship tonight with 51 points.
They sure are
on the board.
Had a rough stretch for them the past 3 weeks without much scoring, but week 1 against Stevens and week 4, or let's see, that was week 5 tonight.
We've put up, let me do this math quickly in my head here. 93, was it 43-0 against Stevens? 94 points up against the Rapid City Schools?
It was 43-0 against Stevens.
Okay, so 94 total points up against the Rapid City schools.
94-8.
That run up the middle, met by a couple defenders in the middle there. It's going to be a gain of about 4 to 5 yards.
So with the running clock, which definitely makes a difference on how fast the second half has gone, it's 51-8 O'Gorman, 3:25 left here in the ball game at beautiful O'Hara Stadium in Rapid City,
Beautiful
South Dakota.
night. Wish we were on the other side so we can kind of look at the mountains off in the background, but it's all right.
This is the third different spot we've been at in our 7 years covering O'Gorman. At different spots in these press boxes. So we'll see next year where they'll put us.
Tackle there by the sophomore, Max Billion.
There's another penalty
corner for the Knights. Another penalty on the field. Probably going to back up. Probably going to back up Rapid City Central. It would have been, something that we need to start looking into out of Gorman is the mascot that comes out on Dakota Bowl or homecoming, etc. Maybe get some push-ups for every point that we score. Get some nice power lifter or something to
doesn't the Oregon
Duck, and there's a couple other ones around there. But I was just thinking about 51 points tonight would be a lot of push-ups to do because they do the Oregon Duck does a push-up for every point of every touchdown, not just like 6 points or 7 points, whatever they get. But it's if they have 50 or if they have 40. And say they have 42 points, he does 42 push-ups. Then they score again to make it 49. He does another 49 push-ups. So that would be really funny to see that take place at O'Gorman. Quinn Dunham is going to be credited with a tackle here as the rest of the Knights come in and gang tackle there to finish it up. Quinn Dunham got to him first.
Quite a few push-ups. The Oregon Ducks in previous years have been extremely successful offensively with Chip Kelly in that offense. So that mascot, could probably go
one of the most ripped members of campus there.
I know you could go into bodybuilding after college. He or she, maybe. You never know.
So a lot of new faces in now defensively for the Knights and offensively for the Cobblers. 51-8 with 1:23 left. Probably about 2 plays, maybe 3 left in the ball game is all. The run there by the Cobblers will be about 4 yards on the ground. That one was run by number 45, Aiden Mason for Rapid City there.
So when's the next time your junior high team plays, Isaac?
The next time the junior high team plays will be this Tuesday against Edison. It is at O'Gorman. We've had a little bit of a struggle the first 2 games of the year, but definitely building blocks for the future, as obviously 7th grade football is not necessarily as important about winning and losing, but more about building the younger generation of talent and getting them ready to be successful in the future. So as long as we're seeing gradual improvement throughout the year, that's all you can hope. Just make sure these guys are prepared when they can throw on a Knights jersey in the future. So yeah, but hopefully a little bit of a bounce back situation for our season against Edison tonight as we dropped a game this Tuesday to Brandon Valley.
There you go. I think we might have room time, Isaac, from possibly one more play by Central. It sounds like it looks like they're just kind of just going to run the ball here and just let the time expire with 10 seconds left.
8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, and a snap. Give up the middle, swallowed up by a herd of Knights, pushed all the way back, and that will do it. The buzzer has sounded here at O'Hara Stadium, capping off a 51-8 victory, as we can hear Vice Principal Alex Anderson, assistant coach, give a nice little whoop out from the coach's box to our left, and now the Knights will wave their hands at the Cobblers, as that'll do it for this evening's action. Stick around for the post-game locker room show here on Real Presence Radio Network. We'll be back after the break.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Let's let Roosevelt be number one.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show. Now, back to the field.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights just capped off a 51-8 victory over the Rapid City Central Cobblers. We're now joined by head coach Jason Popinga. Coach, what went well for you guys tonight offensively? Obviously, we put up 51 points on the board, but what was really going well tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the easy answer is that we won the man-to-man matchups. You know, we took advantage of what they gave us, and from the start. I mean, the first series, Tegan had a couple errant throws where he just wasn't on the mark, and then after that, for the most part, we were really happy that Tegan made a lot of good decisions. Put the ball on guys, and that's what they gave us. I mean, we would have liked to run the ball a little bit better tonight, but ultimately, I mean, they stacked the box. They put 7 guys and played man coverage, the whole night. So, how do you beat that? Is throw the ball, and that's exactly what we did, and capitalized, kind of at will, I guess, in the first half. We was proud of our guys that it was drive after drive, kept making plays, and it was different guys each time. I mean, we see Bo Beavers making the play. We see Harry, getting the one down the sideline. We see Alpers making some big plays down the middle. Riddle making the catch. I mean, I thought we did a great job of, getting a lot of receivers involved in the game, and then in the second half, the last touchdown we score, I mean, Heggie gets it, but if you watch, like Sam Jacobson, he sold 5 guys that he had the ball running down the sideline.
He sold me as well.
So a lot of people thought he had the ball, but so, we're happy that it was a really good team effort tonight. That's what we kind of preached this whole week, is that, the reason we lost the last couple of games and weren't in those is because of one guy, not getting the job done, not taking the responsibility serious and executing. And tonight, we saw, for the most part, we had 11 guys on the field, all on the same rope, going the same direction, and, we see the result.
Coach, you inserted Matt Peters into the starting lineup as a center, and then also Chase at your left guard. Yep. What was your assessment of their play tonight with playing the offensive line for the first time this year?
Yeah, I mean, they have ways to go as far as, reps in game is still new, but, we thought they did a nice job of, holding their own in there and, putting us in a spot to win. But, we're always critical. As coaches, we're critical of our performance. We know those guys still can improve. And I mean, that's the good part of it, is that, we know we can still get better. We know we still can improve in our run game and things like that to make ourselves a balanced team. And, once we get to there, then hopefully we're going to be a competitive team come playoffs. And that's ultimately our goal. We really don't care what our record is right now. It's how are we going to be playing in 4 weeks is what we're really concerned about.
So looking forward, our last question of the night is homecoming coming up this week against Washington. Washington just kind of survived a scare early in the first half. They're getting beat by Rapid City, then put up a nice 28 points in the second half. What are you guys going to do next week to kind of get ready for that homecoming game against Washington?
Well, you know as well as anybody, Isaac, that when you get homecoming week, there's all kinds of those distractions and other things going on. With COVID, it's a little different that we don't have quite as much, but ultimately it's an in-city rivalry. We know that they have a lot of talent. I mean, you look, they've got a Division I linebacker, their quarterback 6'3", can run. They have tall receivers. So I think talent-wise, once again, we don't have great matchups, but like we tell our kids, I mean, we execute well, we expect to win, and we're going to expect to win next week too. But But I think there's definitely going to be some athletic challenges that we're going to face next week with Washington.
Well, thank you, Coach. Tonight, the Knights capped off a 51-8 victory over the Rapid City Cobblers. Always fun to have you up in the booth after the games.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Coach. We are going to take a 60-second break. Now we come back. We're going to find out who the Knights players of the game are. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights just beat the Rapid City Central Cobblers 51-8 here at Rapid City O'Hara Stadium to improve to 2-3 on the season. Now we'll bring to you our Knights player of the game, and tonight I think it's a pretty easy and obvious answer. It's going to go to Tegan Schlimgen. Tegan tossed 6 touchdown passes in the first half alone to tie an O'Gorman school record for most touchdown passes in a game previously set by Zach Norton in 2018. Here at Rapid City. So Rapid City just seems like it's the mecca for O'Gorman quarterbacks to just kind of come in and perform.
What happened to you, Isaac?
I'll just say that was a strange game. So that was back when Rapid City was running that funky offense. I just wanted to I forgot to mention that today, but Rapid City's just been struggling ever since. But they came in and ran like a 4 running back offense where it was just direct snap after direct snap to different guys, and they ate up they had the ball for about 6 to 7 minutes every single drive. We only had 6 drives offensively because they just ate up so much time. I just remember that game so vividly.
And they didn't even list the quarterback in their starting lineups that they gave me the starting lineups by email. I'm looking, there was no quarterback.
They attempted 4 passes in the game, and they would just roll out little screen dink and dump passes. And I remember vividly that game. Canyon broke his foot in that game.
Yes.
And it was just a culmination of just one of the weirdest games ever.
I was actually on my way, I think, to Lincoln to see the Huskers players. So I was listening to it on the radio, and it was like one of those low scoring, but they would just have the ball forever. It felt like.
Yeah, you're just sitting on the sideline, and I didn't play any defense, obviously. So it was just offensively, you're just like, oh my gosh, when are they? And it wasn't like our defense was playing poorly at all. It was just they were getting 3 yards, 3 yards. Oh, they got 5 yards first down, 2 yards. 1 yard. Oh, they got 6. Now they're going to go for it. It was just.
Then I look at the clock and the first quarter's done.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tegan, terrific game tonight. He was, his accuracy, especially early in the game. Isaac pinpoint passes, the one to Bo Beavers and Zach Riedel, especially this on all game long. And like you mentioned with Coach, and Coach said he wanted to split out, around to a lot of different receivers. And he mentioned that word we talked about in the pregame show, confidence. That Harry Heeners, get him some confidence. Bo Beavers some confidence. Zach Riedel some confidence. David Alpers was one guy I think we want to mention, maybe as an honorable mention, player of the game.
He played fantastic defensively as well, too. But 2 touchdowns offensively, that's always nice to see.
And for a quarterback, it has to make you feel good to see a big target like him, too, right?
Yeah, if you have a nice 6'4" receiver with big wingspan, just outstretched over the middle, no one around him, that's basically like you'd feel comfortable taking it and headbutting it to him. It's always nice to see something like that.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Tegan Schlimgen, who's our Knights player of the game tonight. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a scoreboard update and kind of our final thoughts here from O'Hara Stadium in Rapid City. This is the Knights Locker Room Show.
Real Presence Radio is now on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970." or play WWEN. From there you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on Google Assistant devices.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting
32-21
streaming defending state champion Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights football games, both home and away this fall. Have your business's radio spot heard across the radio, YouTube video stream, mobile app, and RPR website during all of our O'Gorman football broadcasts and reach a dedicated listening audience of potentially over 3,000 viewers. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman football broadcast this fall, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333. The Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive is coming quickly, Tuesday, October 6th through Friday, October 9th. Plan to call in and pledge your support. And if you're listening on FM 94.5 or 91.3, especially make a note to call in when our very own Heather Caro hosts on Friday, October 9th from 7 to 8 a.m. If you're enjoying programs like O'Gorman Football, we need your help to support our radio stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. 877-795-0122.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
You're listening to Real Presence Radio, FM 94.5 KGWD Sioux Falls, FM 91.3 KSTJ Hartford, and FM 104.3 KSTJ LP Sioux Falls, an affiliate of the RPR Network.
Welcome back to Rapid City, where the Knights just capped off a 51-8 victory over the Rapid City Central Cobblers to improve to 2-3 on the season.
All right, Isaac, we got some scores to report. Sioux Falls, Washington, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, defeated Rapid City Stevens 35-14. That game was a lot closer than that final score might indicate. Stevens actually had an early lead, I think 14-7 in that one. A barn burner up in Yankton tonight as number 1 in Double-A Yankton at 4-0 in the season versus number 4 Mitchell at 3-1. We're in the fourth quarter, Yankton leading 21-18, so that should be a terrific finish up there. Can Mitchell pull off the upset? We shall see. Huron struggling a little bit up here in Sturgis. It's 13-12 Huron at halftime. So Huron, the number 5 team at 2-2, while Sturgis Brown is 1-3. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads Harrisburg in the fourth quarter 32-21. That was 25-6. So
25-0.
25-0. So Harrisburg's on basically a 21-7 run right now. And Pierre is leading Spearfish at half 58-21 at Pierre. Do you have the Brookings score,
Brookings
Isaac?
did end up beating Douglas 48-6 in that ball game over in Douglas.
All right, it's a couple of quick things for tomorrow. If you're O'Gorman Knights fans listening still right now, marching band is at Brandon Valley tomorrow. Girls tennis is in Sioux Falls at 9 a.m. Volleyball is at the Pentagon in Sioux Falls. I believe they play Dakota Valley tomorrow. I'm not for sure the time on that one. Dance is at Harrisburg at 11, and boys soccer is at Sioux Falls Christian. Upcoming for us this week in our streaming and broadcasting. Tuesday night, Mr. Byler, myself will be a busy guy. I'll be video streaming cheer and dance at O'Gorman High School. That starts at 5 and then goes to, I believe, about 7. I believe O'Gorman's team will be the last one to perform there. So if you're wanting to watch O'Gorman, tune in more toward the 7 o'clock time frame for that. And then I'm going to go from the high school to the MAC, and then I'm going to be streaming soccer against T-Area at 8 o'clock that night.
Busy.
And then on Friday will be the homecoming football game. That is at 5 o'clock in Sioux Falls, Washington. Isaac and Dan will have the call for that. We'll go on the air about 4:22, I believe, for that ball game. And then I'll also be streaming the homecoming or the Hall of Fame royalty over at St. Mary's, and that will be after the homecoming mass around noon, I believe. So we'll get to see who the new Hall of Famers are this year as well. For homecoming week for O'Gorman starting on Monday. So what was your favorite part of homecoming week, Isaac?
Oh, geez. I would say definitely I always loved the variety show, but there's just different themes every week that you came dressed with. And one of my favorites was actually my freshman year. Me and Nick Billion, he used to play receiver here for O'Gorman and defensive back. we had a couple friends who were cheerleaders for O'Gorman, so we just tossed on their cheerleading outfits and went as cheerleaders. We were a cheerleading duo for the day. That was pretty funny. Those were way too small and too tight. I had to take it off like 3 or 4 times, squeezing the crap out of me. But it was hilarious. But yeah, homecoming is definitely one of the most fun and exciting moments of the year every year.
Were you ever in the variety show?
No. See, no, we had a funny plan with the football players to do a little like dance thing, but it never fell through. I mean, it just fell through. It never kind of came to fruition, if you will. But it kind of regret it sometimes, just doing something funny just for fun. But I was never very talented in the singing department or anything.
All right, Isaac. So, do you final thoughts or final shout-outs you want to give out tonight?
I want to give a shout out to Jesse Gomez, who we always have conversations as the game is going on about some of the things, and he actually reminded me of something funny. Not only did we come out here and not have to deal with weather or rain in Rapid City like it always seems like we do, we're always rain delayed. I remember my junior year when we came out here, we were in the shed with lightning and didn't play till like 8 or 9-ish o'clock. And then he reminded me of that first game my senior year when we went to Rapid City. And I swear to goodness, our game didn't kick off till almost 11 o'clock at night when we were in Rapid that first game and got over at 1. But it just seems like it's always something here in Rapid City. Besides the good-naturedness of our quarterback play out here. Last year it was like 2 o'clock when the bus was leaving Rapid City. I mean, there's just always something out here. But it was nice to just have a nice, relaxing, easy victory tonight. Everyone will go home on the bus or stay over in Rapid City. It was just a nice night tonight and a huge win to get a bounce back like we did heading into homecoming week.
And this is the O'Gorman's 25th straight victory over Rapid City Central. So that streak is still alive from 1999 on. So 25 straight wins over Rapid City Central. Just a shout out to all the underwriters who underwrite the sponsors of these O'Gorman football broadcasts. Greatly appreciate it. Quick little plug, if you want to still sponsor O'Gorman football, you're more than welcome to give me a call, 605-670-8333. I can help you with that. Look forward to being back on the air for homecoming. Homecoming is always a fun day, a fun event, a fun football game against Washington. The old Cathedral versus Washington rivalry will be renewed at the MAC on Friday night. Should be a fun one to be a part of. Again, we'll be on the air about 4:22 for that as well. So thanks everyone for listening. I thank you, Isaac, for your play-by-play. Look forward to being back on the air next Friday night. Thanks for listening, everyone, and everyone have a great night and safe travels back to Sioux Falls.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Football has been brought to you in part by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promise with Providence Financial, First Premier Bank Card, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of the Real Presence Radio Network.